All right. Good
Short
evening.
intro. Oh, I can't hear you.
No.
My
Happy
audio
Friday.
was just working. Are you kidding me?
Happy Friday
All right,
comments.
hold on. I'm gonna have to
Can you
restart.
guys hear me
Just
or hear
hang
Mike?
tight. Take it over, Felipe.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. One more Friday night. This was a good week. Mike is fixing the mic, so it should be back soon. Um, Thanks everybody for joining. So, Mike, you're back.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't know why when we start the stream my audio goes out. It's
Nice. So yeah, so Breakfast King is saying, okay, it looks like it's working.
okay. Great.
Um, yeah, so welcome back, Mike. First of all, right,
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
right. Hey, Nicole. So I think we have a lot to talk about this week about things that happen, things that might be happening. Stuff that I've been getting. I think I'm getting stuff that Nicole might be happy that I'm getting into now. Um, So first off, I think first thing to say, uh, when I talk about acknowledge Bob Bradley's video on CTI, which it was pretty cool. It's CTI. It's something that I have a lot of CTIs. I love the quality of sound. I like the overall presentation of the jackets, everything is so sturdy and nice and well done. The music is beautiful. Some stuff may be a little cheesy, but it's just so well recorded, and especially the Freddie Hubbard stuff, the Tarantine, George Benson, and Diodato. There's so many other things. Hey, Brandon, welcome.
How's it going?
Hey.
Hey, there's just so many great things on CTI that I think they deserve a lot of love. Um, so,
Yeah.
well, um,
So Bob did. He's doing a
yeah.
series. So
Mhm.
the titles that he's selected, and he's shown more than these, but these are the selected titles. He started with George Benson, Bad Benson. Do you have that, Felipe?
No, just saying hi to Mazzy.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let's drop a link for him. All right, so Bob did. He started it with Bad Benson.
Mhm.
Okay. Then he went to Bob James 1. Do any of you guys have that one?
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think of that one?
It's good. It's very orchestrated. It's not like it's one of those CTIs that has a huge band.
Yeah.
So Bob James is, playing his roads and doing his things, but it's fully orchestrated.
Yeah.
So
Like one of those I posted today. Don't mess with Mr. T. There's a lot of orchestration. It's a big record, you know.
but it's
All
good,
right.
especially for that type of jazz. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has so he's selected 5 titles so far, but I'm excited to see what else he's going to pick because the next one he did is Bill Evans' Montreux 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also said there's a Montreux 3 on like Contemporary or something, or I forget what it is. Maybe Concord or something like that.
I think
So
I
then
think I know what he means.
the 4th title he picked is Freddie Hubbard, Key Your Soul Together. And I'm pretty sure this was a sealed record that he opened, which just kind of shows like the point that you can get like CTIs in great condition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Do you
know
guys
that.
have that
Is
one?
that the one where he's sitting on the couch that looks like
Yes.
lips?
Yes.
Okay, I have that. I haven't played it enough. It's not my favorite, but
Yeah.
But Freddie Hubbard, I mean, people tend to love his CTI stuff.
I mean I do. I like First Light and Red Clay and
the big hitter.
Yeah.
Red Clay's great. It's really it's not hyped. It's totally worth it.
I haven't listened to this in a while. I listened to a little bit today, but I couldn't get through the first side. And I really want to listen for Joe Henderson on it because I don't know. We've been talking about Joe Henderson a lot here.
Yeah, there are those two with the blue cover Skydive, which has the Godfather.
Skydive's really good.
I just played the Godfather, crank it up, and it's just amazing.
The Polar AC one is pretty cool too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
those are the four, I guess. What is it? First Light and Red Clay are kind of the big ones.
Yes. Straight Life, Red Clay.
First Light.
Oh, Straight Life too.
Straight Life. Straight Life.
Yeah.
First Light was
Yeah.
like,
What is?
I remember.
Oh, I don't even.
That was the
even know
big
that.
hit. I feel like that was the one that was the big seller.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Joe Brubin, I mean, just going on Jay, he has a few CTIs. Has Wave, has
Sunflower.
Stoneflower, and also
Tidal.
Tidal. Yeah, the blue cover. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
Which is probably the one. That's the one I like the least is Tidal, but Wave is great, and so is Stoneflower.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yo, Maz.
Hey, Mazzy, how you doing?
Good. Hello there.
Mazzy, we're talking CTI.
I heard. I was listening while I was pouring a glass of wine. So
Oh, very nice. Cheers.
I'm.
So Bob, okay, so Bob right now is on number 5, and I think it came out today, and he selected Stanley Turrentine Sugar, which has that classic cover.
That's so good. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I like it because of the foot cover, definitely.
The weird. Do you have a toe thing?
naturally,
Absolutely. No.
Yeah.
People come around me have a toe thing.
it's part of Mazzy's life.
No, it is good.
It made me laugh at the liquid and it comes out of my nose.
Yeah, I have a toe thing, but it's not a good one. Need some medication.
I think so sunlight helps a lot.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So my question for Bob is, how many is he going to do? Because he looks like he has a huge collection. Like when he showed the Stanley Turrentine Sugar, he basically showed like all the Stanley Turrentines.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the one that, is my favorite. So
yeah, I mean, you see all those Stanley, except for Sugar, I feel like you see all those Turrentines in the $5 bin all the time. They're not really. But
he showed the one.
Good. I mean,
the Gilberto one, Gilberto with Turrentine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that one's usually a little bit more.
That's Astrud. That record is the music is great, but I think compared to CTI standard, it doesn't sound as good. It's a little bit muffled, to my opinion. But it's a beautiful record. It's a beautiful.
Record. I mentioned it before. I don't know if you guys remember, but I'll bring it up again. But aside from 1970 buying Bitches Brew, which I like a week later returned, I didn't get it then.
Mm-hmm.
But I got back into a few years later. In 72, when I bought my first component system, one of the records they were playing as a demo was Milt Jackson's Stanley Turrentine Cherry. And it opens up with that great version of help me now.
I'm going to pick it up.
The version
Speedball.
Is it Lee
Speedball.
Morgan? That's a Lee Morgan.
Yeah,
track?
it starts with Speedball.
Yeah, I didn't know for years it was Lee Morgan, but I went out. My buddy and I drove down to Tower, Columbus, and Bay in San Francisco, and I bought that record because it sounded so friggin' good. And that was sort of the first jazz record I fell in love with when I was 18 years old.
It is pretty cool.
I just love the sound of that record, and maybe because I've heard it for 50 years.
It might be my system, but CTI records sound really good on my turntable, like on my stereo system. They sound, whether it's a great record or not, the audio quality of them, they're sound
bright and lively, but not like
they're really bright.
Not
you can hear everything.
Bright. Yeah,
but they're not bright,
and there's so many levels. You can hear all the string or whatever it is. You hear everything clear.
Yeah, Creed Taylor. I mean, he's a good producer. He worked for Verve, I think, didn't he, Mike?
And were they
Mike, because Mike's closer to my age.
He was Verve before, and then CTI and Kudu.
Yeah, right. I mean, he was a Bethlehem, right? And then he founded Impulse, and then he went to Verve, and then he went to CTI and Kudu. Yeah.
And back then, in the 70s, you could send away, I forgot how much, $10 or $15 for Pete Turner photographs. Pete Turner took a lot of the first. In fact, you see the addresses in there. Send for whatever. Cool. Yeah. He didn't do all of them, but he did a lot.
Were they mostly recorded in Englewood Cliffs, Van Gelder studio?
I don't know.
Most of the ones I have are
Van Gelder.
Because that must have been peak Van Gelder sound. Like, I know that like the Hackensack is also amazing, but I feel like in terms of like probably like when I listen to CTI, they sound like so well produced. Like
It's very
he really controls like a lot of the sound.
It's very. I think the separation is very good, but they don't sound like separated. They make a very nice whole, but you
Do
can.
they use isolation boots there on the CTI stuff? Do you think?
I have no idea. I mean, I would guess sometimes you'd have to.
Yeah. I mean, Vanguard was a gearhead, so he probably used the latest technology he could to.
I don't remember anyone then, aside from maybe some classical, that did those really slick covers either. You know.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, those covers are great.
Almost all gatefolds, right?
Yeah. Almost all of them.
Yeah. I mean, the laminates sometimes peel off, so you got to be careful with that. Yeah.
It's a carcinogenic, those covers. Did you know that?
Oh yeah.
You have to hire asbestos rebatement companies. Don't you watch on the channels? You can, like, if you went to Camp Lejeune and drank the water, and you get like settlement.
I actually go to Camp Lejeune just to drink the water.
Camp Lejeune, not
Lejeune. You said Lejeune. I said
Camp Lejeune.
What the luge is that thing in the snow, right? No.
It's in the ice. It's in the Olympics.
I'm sorry.
You're in Camp
So
Lejeune.
who owns Creed Towers? Like who owns CTI and like Creed Tower stuff?
Well, for a while, Motown back in the day. No, Motown for a while in the 70s distributed them. A&M did for a while. I don't remember the order. A&M.
Well,
remember some have the Motown sticker on the back left or the back left.
I didn't know that. I have a Speaker's Corner reissue from like it's probably like 2010 or something.
I was just playing these the other night because he influenced me. This is actually a good record. This is a white label promo, Hubert Laws.
Yeah, I think Hubert Laws is sort of the unsung hero of those CTIs. He's got a bunch of good ones.
Oh, okay.
So I think there was a period of time, kind of like when MCA took over ABC, they just took them and they stuck their stickers on them.
Same thing here.
Yeah.
So then, who owns Motown? Who bought Motown?
Now Universal probably.
Yeah. Because it's not Sony and it's not Warner Brothers.
No.
I guess right. Universal. And then
that makes sense.
Oh, this is great. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I only have a couple CTIs. I have the Red Clay, and then I have the Hubert Laws. I forget the name of it now. Afro Classic, and it's amazing.
I like the first Deodato record. I know it got overplayed because of that Also Struck Zarathustra, the 2001 theme. That's a great version, and they used it in the movie Being There with Peter Sellers. That's a good album.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of great. I have a ton of them, and there's a lot of ones that are kind of, that you can find in the $5 bin all the time.
Are you getting the Vinyl Me Please box set of? It's going to be $800, and there's going to be like 90 of them.
No,
I'm just making that shit up.
Yeah, I have I have most of the Turrentine, but I don't have Sugar. But I have Don't Mess with Mr. T, Salt Song, and I like those Turrentine CTIs.
They're great. Those are my first Turrentines. I think I got like one or two Tom Poes, and then I had the chance to get the CTI ones, and I love them.
What about Wes Montgomery?
Wes Montgomery, A Day in the Life is really cool.
Yeah.
What's the? I didn't. You guys didn't. I wasn't prepared. I have all my CTI like downstairs. And
wasn't George Benson both sides of Abbey Road on CTI?
Yeah. Oh, the White Rabbit.
That was sort of cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
there's the Randy Weston Blue Moses is really cool.
I haven't heard.
I'm sorry. Did you guys say the Wes Montgomery records?
Yeah.
Not like California Dreaming, that was Verb, but he did a few, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did a Beatles titled one.
Yeah, A Day in the Life.
In the life.
A Day
But
in the
it's
Life.
not just Beatles. But it's like
No.
you know,
Yeah.
Is that the one with is that the one with the cigarettes on the cover?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
there it is.
This one.
And it's got like a couple Beatles songs and some other pop songs of the.
Yeah.
And the George Benson stuff. I this is really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The version they do is so watch it. He's playing most like standards covers, but it's so good.
You know, Jeffrey, A&M was just the distribution release. They were all produced the same way. So there wasn't a different
I'm gonna go grab a couple.
Yeah. Let's do it.
The one that I really want.
Oh, that's a good rep. I like that one actually. I don't have that anymore.
It is really good.
The one I really want is the Kenny Burrell, where it looks like it has you
Like
think
a painting?
it's like a scene from Vietnam, but it's actually
Oh,
not.
yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
How come Bob Bradley's not here?
We're honoring his summer of CTI right now. Isn't there a Kenny Burrell one, or I don't know who it is, but it's almost like a neon like cave painting that like has it's just like 3 colors. I think it might be Hubert Law's record.
Well, there's that.
Again.
What's the one with the woman's face? She has Dayglow paint on her face. Is that Hubert Law's? The woman's face, it's like Dayglow paint.
I got a big
Right,
stack.
Brandon got a stack.
Well, and this isn't like, and
Do you
then I
keep
still
them
got
together? Do you keep
the
them
Hubbards
separate?
are in the
Brandon, do you keep them separate?
No, most of my stuff's alphabetical, but the CTIs are kind of big. This is that George Benson that's really good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Things to come.
And that's still a $5 record, easy.
Maybe a $10 record now. But I think it has Ron Carter. I'm trying to remember who's on it. Ron Carter, Herbie Hancock.
Mazzy, we're thinking the same cover. It's the woman with the neon.
This
It's
is kind of
Herbert
that
Laws,
cool-
right?
Yes,
I don't know, it looks like
that's
some
what I was thinking.
museum in
I thought
Europe.
I thought it was a drawing from memory.
Herbert Laws.
I bet you it's a.
Cover.
And this is a Don Sebeski arranged one.
Like every other one is John Sebastian.
Yeah.
I didn't,
This is
listening to Bob talk about it. I didn't realize how many like orchestrations there were on these. Like because I'm used to some of the. I mean, I feel like people recommend the smaller group stuff to me, so that's kind of actually what I thought CTI was. I didn't realize that most of them actually have like huge arrangements.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
Well, there's both.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, the magic.
There's both. This one's kick-ass.
That's
the
So there's a lot of
Oh, I got some Joe Farrell.
there's a lot of quintet stuff on it too. It's not just the orchestrated. This one's really good.
That's the one that has 2 different names and 2 different covers.
Oh yeah. Oh, here's that Freddie Hubbard.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello,
Rob.
This is like the worst cover. One of the worst covers ever.
Oh.
You know, his friend must have had that couch.
Oh, that's a famous couch. Those probably, if you have an original like that, it's probably worth some money now.
I know.
As Rob would say, it goes for some money.
Yep. There's a lot of mid-century stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, this Paul Desmond's really good.
Yeah, that is good. That's really good.
Yeah, I have that
It was
one.
rare to have the artist on the cover,
Ron Carter is on a ton of CTIs.
Yeah, I think he's in every third album. Yeah.
This one's pretty cool.
That's the one I was talking about. It looks like a scene from
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now, yeah.
Brandon, did you go
It's
through my
kinda
collection?
depressing, the cover.
Did you go through my collection when I was out?
And is this the other one they were going to do? Good King Bad?
Oh, that's great. That's a good one.
Actually, I do love that. Who just wrote
Then
Quincy Jones? Walking in Space is a great record.
Oh, this one's pretty. This one's underrated. This one's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that record.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I like the Milt Jackson stuff.
I gotta think that's one of the top 5 CTIs for me.
This one I still haven't figured out if I like it. It's pretty out there. Sort of like world music meets orchestrated jazz. It's a little trippy, but this one's really good.
I've never seen that one.
It has two different covers. You've probably seen the other cover.
I've never seen that one either, I don't think.
This is the original cover. The other cover is more common, and it's just like blue. Like there's nothing on it.
Interesting.
You know, I think ECM was influenced by the use of photography. You know, they did went a different direction, but because a lot of these a lot of these photographs by Pete Turner and the other photographs ended up using what's his
Who's
name?
on that, Brandon?
Huh?
Sorry, Mazzy.
This is an orchid, but this is a big one. This is like a bazillion people on it.
They didn't really shoot the covers except for the
main
portrait.
people. The main group is Adderley, Ron Carter on bass, Leo Morris on drums, Joe Zawinul on piano, and then it goes into the horns and the string section, and there's like 13 people.
Yeah.
But that's the main group.
That's cool.
I mean, there's 6 saxophone players on here.
Nice.
So it's a big, but it's pretty cool and it's pretty funky.
Well, you know, the old saying is you don't have an album until you have 6 saxophone players.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's good too. There's a couple Nat Adderleys that are.
Yes,
Jeffrey,
awesome. Yes.
And this is similar, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the same group, pretty much. Ron Carter, Zawinul, except Grady Tate's on drums, and then a big old string and horn section on it.
Now I'm confused about Grady Tate. Did he go all in on disco?
Well, he started doing, I mean, he did like funk.
He sang, right?
Yeah, and he would sing too.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
I have that in the mail.
And this one's really cool too. He does.
I love this one.
Around Juez, which is what Miles did. It's the old Segovia.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of Sketches of Spain, and then he does it on. It was originally a guitar piece, so
people say
Miles does it, and then Jim Hall does it more as a guitar piece.
Yeah,
some people say that's the best CTI album, and I have the Pure Pleasure, which is a double album. They add all this extra stuff from the outtakes and alternative takes.
Yeah, and then I have all the Hubbards up in the Hubbard section because those ones are so good. Oh, this one's. Really
you have a Hubbard cupboard?
I have a Hubbard cupboard.
Bam, roasted.
No, but they would buy a lot. 90% of the covers were stock photography by those handful of photographers. They were shot for the album.
What do you guys think of that big bezel that goes around the photography?
This one's kind of interesting. This is Art Farmer and Joe Henderson.
Oh yeah,
that's CTI. That's a different. Looks like a different designer almost.
Yeah, this is. I think this was a later. This is the later CTI labels.
Oh yeah, that's a lot later.
Yeah, it's a reissue.
This is like 70. I want to say it's like 77 or something.
Are you sure it's not like 81?
Yeah, it looks later than 77.
Because I heard
stop the presses.
79. 1979.
Who died, Felipe?
Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Chris.
But this has some really cool. Check out the photography.
Oh, that's cool.
Of Art and Joe.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Now I heard when Creed Tower started like his CTI label, it was originally on like A&M or something. Yes. And that he actually was recording some artists, and he basically told like Joe Beam to hold back his best stuff because he was going to break out and do it, independently. So I've actually heard that the later A&M stuff that came out is actually that's the case. Like they told him to wait so that they could go and record all the good stuff.
I actually have a CTI here.
So basically, make a shitty record until next year.
Right. That's what I forget where I heard. I honestly, Felipe, did you
those
tell me
people, the people. I've heard that people say that. It's one of those things. I've heard that they said that.
I'm hearing. People are telling me.
People tell me.
Ask anyone. People will tell you it's the greatest thing ever.
Oh, this one's good too.
That's what I've heard.
Spring.
Yeah,
that's great.
Pete Turner was a commercial photographer in his own right. I know about Pete Turner. and I don't know if he would go out and just shoot his own stuff and they'd match it up. He didn't necessarily shoot specifically for the album cover unless it was a portrait, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
So this one is an interesting one. It has CTI and A&M simultaneously at the cover.
Yeah. That one's really cool.
This is a fantastic record by Milton Nascimento. So CTI A&M.
What number is that one?
Oh, a promo.
That's SP 3019. Let me see the year here for you, Chris. It's early 70s, late 70s actually. Woo.
Ooh.
But it has the Criterio signature and everything.
Yeah.
This record pops in and out of Dusty Groove. I've been talking to some people on Discord asking about this one. So just sign up for a notification on Dusty Groove. You can get this record.
Used or new?
Probably usually used, but yeah. This is
is there a reissue of that at all? Probably not.
No, this is an OG.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You sign up for a notification of OGs there, you can get this record.
Oh, sweet, I didn't know that.
I think Dwayne Michaels did a lot of photographs too for CTI. I think he did some.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we got that notification, Chris, this week for the Joe Henderson record. That is already sold out.
Yeah, that one's cool too. Studio Trieste.
Yeah, this is from the Crest pile because I have 2 copies of this.
Yes.
But this is a good one.
Baker.
Do they do? I have that. Do they do the concerto again?
Well, they're all on there. I mean, same basically.
Yeah. Kenny Barron though.
Yeah.
It is. This is actually around that same period, Brandon, because it's a flimsy cover.
Yeah.
Like late 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And then they
I like
moved
that record. I like late Chet Baker.
Label.
What's the number on that one?
Yeah, I have the same label.
FU 9007. Are you taking notes?
Yeah, I'm just looking it up.
But
Different series. That's why.
and then the other Chet Baker, which it looks like a lady's parts. It's her face, but it looks like something else on the cover.
Yeah.
Milton Nascimento, on Native Dancer. Native Dancer is a good album.
That's a fantastic record. It's still like a $10 record. Everybody should get that one because
I agree.
Oh no!
Listen, Josh D.
They do on this one. They do Malajuena, which is that.
Malajuena.
I mean, Concerto is a better album than that one.
It is.
The Tubes cover Malaguena too.
Brandon, you mentioned Joe Farrell. I think I showed his records like a couple weeks ago, but just on CTI stream. Joe Farrell.
Oh yeah.
Penny Arcade.
Yeah, I have that one.
With Herbie Hancock is here. Joe Beck, Don Alias. Is a really good one. And this is super cool, man. With Joe Beck, also Ray Montilla, Gene Madison, Herb Busher. You guys know this one?
Yeah, Cam Funk.
Oh yeah.
Cam Funk's awesome.
It's one of the best covers I've ever seen.
And that same eye comes on Moon Germs, which is really good too.
Yeah.
I'll check it for you, Mazzy.
Is that Mizell? It's not Jay Mizell, no. Is it Pete Turner? I know Pete Turner did a whole book.
Pete Turner.
It is Pete Turner, okay.
Yeah.
He did most of them, not all of them.
And the liner photograph is by Sheila Metzner.
Oh.
Yeah, but the cover is Pete Turner.
Sheila Metzner was a great fashion photographer.
She took this one.
Yeah, she was a great fashion photographer.
It's beautiful, yeah.
That must have been a good gig. I was trying to think the business side of it. Back then, I'm trying to think. He probably got like $1,500 to $2,500 a photograph to use it for the cover. That's my guess.
Oh yeah.
But he did a lot of them.
I wonder if he got any payments off the copies they sold, Mez. You
you don't get that. You know, and they want to own it, but a photographer like that, through his agent or himself, wouldn't allow them to own it. That's why any print sales he would get the money from.
Yeah,
this is a good one. It's only the rare CTI where it's just a quartet.
Yeah, I have that. It's good.
That looks cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He was probably drunk in that photo.
How dare you?
It was a white label promo.
That's cool. Yeah. So just to catch up with Caesar, the chatback is really good. I have mine for a little over a year, and it's one of the best Stone Poets sounding. I think the vocals are really well presented there. I bought a year ago. I did not overpay. Okay, I paid a fair price.
You just got to make sure you like his voice, because there are a lot of people that don't like his voice. I love his voice. To me, it's a great album. But yeah, Mike, I know people that don't like his voice.
That's but it's you know, this to me is a perfect album just to show you what an album's capable of, whether you like the music or not.
Yeah,
like
every
aspect of this is well done.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's a very like simple like instrumentally speaking, very just like
it's a very romantic album. It's a romantic record.
Well, what I love about it, and Louis does this too, is he'll come in with a trumpet solo and then he goes to vocals.
And so you put those two guys in the same sentence?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike. But the thing is that there aren't that many trumpet players that sing as like at least on the records I have, except for Kenny Dorham does have one Riverside.
Hey, listen,
I'm not interested in.
Listen, the Louis Armstrong sang.
Caesar, anybody,
Chet Baker and Albert Einstein are.
If you're single, and you don't have a honey bunch to squeeze up to, it'll depress the hell out of you.
Plus, let me take a liberty here. You guys are talking about American musicians. There's a world around you. Okay.
Really? Yeah. Right. I forgot about Florida. Right.
Yeah.
There's a couple
come on, I'm joking.
Other like trumpet players that also sing and play.
I'm joking.
Absolutely.
Can Baggy sing?
I hope not.
Yeah,
that would make him a triple threat.
I don't want to hear about
that. Baggy has filed a lawsuit against us because we used his picture in our thumbnail.
That's right.
But Mike, I think you're okay. My guess, he didn't register the copyright, so he won't get damages or legal fees recovered.
Yeah. However,
I'll negotiate for you.
Yeah. However, Bagheera is not his name, okay? So he's using someone else's name already. So
it's his artist name, man. It's like Prince.
Well, that thumbnail is art, I'll argue.
Of course. Absolutely.
Hey, listen, he's been getting modeling jobs as we speak.
So is this just like show all your CTIs night or what?
Yes, go get him, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Bob needs to have some content too. Let's not show everything.
What?
You just want this.
Mazzy's the master of showing non-jazz on this jazz stream.
Yeah, it's okay.
She does.
It's jazzy. It's
Romance in the Dark.
Kind of like Mazzy.
Bachelor in Paradise. You took advantage
Mazzy, did you get the OJC Mal too?
No.
Oh, I did. Oh man, it's good.
Mine's being driven here as we speak.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't been.
Yeah. Mine arrived.
I haven't been buying a lot of new jazz records. That's why I shouldn't probably be here. I did buy the last two tone
You should always be here, Mazzy. You don't have to have new shit.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, just hang out.
I might have bought a turntable. Maybe not though.
Yeah, that was a good video. I like that, Mazzy. That was really good. I like that place. I would love to go there.
Right, and they're opening tonight. Is their opening of the wine bar?
I know.
I'm sorry, I didn't watch it, but it looked like you were looking at the Riga 8. Is that
okay?
right?
I'll tell you that he. I have an RP8 now. People think it's just an upgrade of the RP8. It's nothing like the RP8. They came from a different. They have a thing called their high. What do you call it? A prototype thing that they do custom for $40,000. People. They use the creations of things from that and went down for the P8 and the P10. Anyway, I follow those guys, Gig Harbor Audio. It's 45 minutes from me. Cool little chill space. They have one that was a demo. Well, a client had it for like a few weeks, but wants a heavier turntable. I know that turntable. I love that. They're selling it. The guy's selling it for $1,500 without a cart.
Wow.
It sells for $3,100 without a cart, and it's got a few miles on it. I mean, so I may have bought it, I may not have bought it.
So you're getting sloppy seconds?
Well, my RP8 I bought from them as a demo 5 years ago. My Hagel I bought as a demo from another. You know, demo gear is great because you get it like a third to half off in some cases.
Yeah.
You know, and
So,
you know,
do you think you're still deciding if you're going to get it?
I'm not telling you because I left a cliffhanger in my
You're
video.
getting it.
Making a
You're
video
getting it.
about it.
Look,
obviously.
Mazzy, after you got that Bobby Hutcherson, this is like the next Grail. This is it. It's coming.
If I did get it, it's not set up yet because I don't know what I'm going to do cart wise. I want to see if I can finagle through. I want to get the Onami Blue, what do you call it? The Hana Onami Blue, but it's a $2,500 cart. I'm not going to pay. I'm not that kind of audiophile, so I'm trying to see if I can finagle one as a review copy and pay like a review price. And a lot of these cart companies, you could trade. Like I have a Hana ML. A lot of times they'll take 500 or whatever towards something else. They'll take it back. So I haven't done that yet. So if in fact I bought this turntable, which I'm not.
Right.
Well, if you did, you could also just put the other one you have on there.
Yeah. So Mazzy, are you talking about a P8?
Yeah. Do you have a P8?
I have a P10.
Oh, you're more hoity.
Yeah.
When I was about to get a Riga, the difference is not so much, but the tone arm is way better on the P10.
Well, it's got double bell too. I mean, it's a whole.
Yeah.
They have a thing called what was it? The Naiad. It's Naiad.
Yeah.
It's that 45,000 turntable that they just make custom for people. It's like a what do they call it when they're? It's like they do it in house. If someone wants it, you can order through a dealer, but they're never going to tell you when you're going to get it. It could be a year or two later.
Yeah.
You know, and they used some of the technology from that on the 10 and 8.
Yeah.
So it's not like an RP8 fixed to make it a PA.
I agree, Ron Beaudry. With that kind of gear, you sound like that kind of audiophile, Mazzy.
Well, you know,
except if you have a TV between your speakers.
Yeah.
So that
I hadn't bought a new amp in 20 years. I didn't buy new speakers in 20 years. So it's not like I'm doing it every few years. So
The Hagel is great. The Hagel is a great.
And I'm buying used gear. So, you know, if I buy gear.
Yeah. But Mazzy, you're talking about records. My store just got a near mint butcher. We can talk about that later. I'll talk to you later.
Is it Hubert Law's butcher cover?
With the thing on top.
Oh, you're talking Beatles. We don't talk about that here. So
yeah,
but hold on. What state is that? We make an exception for
record and sleeve are near mint.
Isn't that second state? It's
second state when it comes with the
you can see the
you see Ringo's shoulder, or his pants.
What are they asking for it, Felipe?
It's below 800, which I think is a good price for a near mint record.
Actually, that is. If it's below 800, that's a good price. I wouldn't buy it, but where I am now, but that's a good price.
Yeah. Is it worth more when it's peeled off, or is it worth more if
it
it's
used
left?
to be, but now everyone peels them off, so they're getting to be where the ones that haven't been peeled.
But the risk of
that.
If
you could just see it barely through the cover.
You hardly see it. You have to look for it.
Yeah, you can see the shoulder. Yeah,
like on the right side, you see this kind of shadow.
What's the point if you can't peel it off to see the original cover?
What's the point of any collector?
Man, it doesn't matter.
Well, the point it is there. It's a real one. You can tell.
It's a real one,
That's cool.
I don't have one of that. I don't have a second state.
Okay.
I would think you would want to get someone who really knew how to take it off, like nice. And give it to them.
There are a lot of YouTube videos telling you how you can do that, and there are people that you can pay to do it too.
I'd rather pay somebody if it was something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Cool. So just sticking to that, but going back to a few comments for Illumon H. I think it makes sense. Sometimes people are talking about slight difference on a pressing. I mean, if you don't have the system to reveal it, don't bother. I mean, if your system doesn't show it, if you get a classic series or a BN80 or whatever, or classic records, it's not going to show. Or Music Matters. If you have like a sub whatever system, I agree.
Yeah.
My system's crappy, and I can tell the difference between a record that sounds like shit and one that sounds good.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. If it's like huge, but if it's like a marginal, that's not the same. It's like
no, for sure.
If it's like a what's it called?
Like an ERC or some shit.
Yeah. Like,
You know what table I like? I think, Mike, it's your table. It's that Techniques. It's like the 1200C or something. Do you know? Is that right, Mike? Is that the one you have?
Oh, yeah, it's what is? I don't even know what it's called.
Technics. Sorry.
Yeah, you can only buy it from either Amazon or directly from Techniques. I say Techniques. That's how we.
I say Techniques too. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
In New York City.
Well, Chad had a sale. I think it looked pretty good. But I like it because it doesn't have like the it's not the full like
phono preamp.
Yeah.
It doesn't have, but it also it gives you 78, and I do want 78 because they're I feel like that is something I would dive into because there are some interesting ones.
You know, Ron, I don't disagree with you, but it's like people who collect stamps in a way. Now, all my Beatle rare stuff I bought when they were cheap. So I'm not the kind of person that would buy a Beatle expensive thing. I just never had to. But hey, I have a question. Since it's close to jazz, can we talk about Steely Dan? Did you read Fremer's review?
Absolutely.
I read. I have a point about that.
Get in there.
What is it?
He basically gave the UHQR a 7 for sound out of 10, which for UHQR. And then he got a lot. Actually, I looked at the comments. They weren't that bad. And he wrote a thing about the comments. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And a couple people said something about the boxes. It wasn't me. So there we go.
He's learned your lesson on that one.
I mean, I read his review.
Have anyone heard that record? Have they got it yet?
No, I have an OG of that.
Is it out?
I'm fine. Yeah, it's out. Yes.
Yeah, I'm fine with my OG.
Yeah, I haven't heard reviews yet. I am a moderator on Steve Westman's MoFi group, so I chat with the other guys quite a lot. They haven't got the record yet.
So no one has got it aside from Fremer. He got it in advance.
Yeah.
I think he felt bad. He said in that review, he kind of felt bad for giving a review, but I think he's getting some cred back because for that, that's a hard thing. It's a no-win. If he praised it,
did he compare it to an OG?
Let Felipe finish his point. What the hell up?
Yeah, he compared it to a lot of stuff.
I mean, my point is, the OG sounds amazing to start, especially pretzel logic. I like that the way it came out on the OG. I think one thing I find it kind of dangerous. I see people in the comments on that Facebook thread saying, "Oh, thanks, Fremer, for your review. Now I'm going to rethink my purchase." Which I think, man, don't do it. I mean, you have to trust what you hear. If you don't like it, just return to chat.
Absolutely.
Second, and most important, I think a lot of you guys know I work in research and hearing for like 10 years in a really high level. I know how the ear works. I know, he's old. I'm not saying that in a bad way. No, honestly. I mean, his hearing doesn't work as a 30-year-old hearing works.
Does anyone have a knife handy? I think I'll just.
Can you tell me, Felipe, I'm old, not in a bad way?
Yeah.
No.
What did you say?
No.
Hey.
Wait.
I'm talking physiology here, right?
Felipe, who's this?
Hey, everyone.
No.
That's wrong, man.
I'm talking physiology here. Because
Felipe's handing out Kool-Aid for everyone who would like a sip.
Too soon, Mike.
No, I thought he crapped his pants. That's why he was like,
guys, I am 45. I don't trust my hearing as good as I was trusting when I was 25. Right?
My hearing's not nearly as good.
No, your point is taken. Your point is taken.
My hearing is shit.
I don't think we have to take his take as something like ultimate. You can't. It's physiology. It doesn't work like that.
Now, if it turns out that it is kind of just okay, then that will be some cred for him.
I'm curious,
especially because he criticized the upper end.
Yeah.
We started.
But also,
we started looking at frequency hearing like 25, 20.
I mean, a lot of those people that were, that were saying, "Oh, now, thanks. Now I won't have to buy it or whatever." Half of them were either they probably, their checks or whatever, or their credit card was bouncing, and they were just looking for a reason. They're just looking for a reason not to buy it.
Hey,
That's a good point.
Hey,
Hold on. I will say too.
When you talk about comments, you always got to take. There's that kook element that's in the comment section.
Yeah.
Especially in
I
our
will say I've slighted Fremer because he is a reviewer and he has a really strong relationship with Chad, and he generally gives Chad very positive reviews. And he also recommended to Chad to put out that Ellington masterpieces. And I just felt like that could be like a relationship that could influence his reviews. So the fact that he gave a UHQR by his buddy Chad a 7, it really kind of speaks to it. I feel like that's not So
Mike,
I think
speed it
in
along.
fairness,
I'm missing the early bird special.
I don't know. I'm prattling now, but I think you guys get the point that it probably wasn't something he wanted to do, but he felt like he had to do it.
No,
for his own
if it's
credibility.
accurate, it's cool that he did it. Of course.
Yeah. So my main point is just answering to some of the questions. It's just like, I'm not saying he's wrong or right. Just don't base your purchasing decisions on what someone else is saying.
Well, that's always your ears, your room, your rig.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's
if
my
someone
point.
says no Mazzy or no Felipe, that Columbus is not the best one or whatever the thing is. If you like it, that's all that matters.
Exactly. I absolutely agree, Mazzy. I think that's the point.
This. How about this?
Let's talk about it.
You want to just make me big real quick?
Well, you are big. How big do you want to get?
You're frozen.
Get me bigger. No, I'm kidding.
I
My
thought he was
computer is
fucking
such
big
a
enough, Mike.
Were you doing your
on my-
channel invitation, Mike?
On my screen, there's a delay because this computer I have is a piece of shit. Okay,
Mine is
so
it a
I was
PC?
still not that big.
You work for an
Anyway,
advertising agency. Get a budget.
let me tell you,
No, I believe me. Never mind.
I'm dealing with office tech right now. All right, so this came out, the 313 series. This 31 series, the first review I saw and heard about was the Donald Byrd. I don't have to be big for this.
Is that third man? Is that third man?
Through
Yes.
Third Man,
Oh.
and the Donald Byrd apparently is excellent. It's a great pressed, mastered, recorded, the whole thing.
What
it
was that?
sounds
Was that
just
Electric Bird? Is that what it was?
Electric Bird.
Okay.
Yeah, and apparently I didn't realize this, but apparently they're expensive, early copies of that. And then they did the Thad Jones, and I think the recording that was done not at Van Gelder's in Hackensack, which this is 56 at Audio Video Studios. Anyway, I'm being long-winded again, but I would give the sonics of this a 7 out of 10. Okay, but I am so happy to have this record, and it does sound good. Does it sound like a Music Matters 45? No, it doesn't. It's not in that league at all. But the music is excellent, and I feel like I've listened to this thing 3 times the first day I got it. And yes, it's not perfect, and that sucks. But like, I still highly recommend getting this. The musicianship is excellent. Thad Jones is excellent. It's just fantastic. So this is one where I would say get it. If you don't like it, even though the music is great, just blame me. But I'm all in on this Thad Jones. I think that yes, it doesn't sound that great, but it's not really Third Man's fault. I feel like it's just the tapes or what the tapes are. They did an okay job with it, and I'm so happy to have in my collection.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so please, Chris, can you highlight Kevin?
Very good. The music
comment.
and the playing is very good.
Yeah. Chef
Yeah.
Steve's gonna have a killer video tomorrow morning.
Good.
Yeah.
Did anybody else get this?
I've got the Blue Note version coming, but it's
I bought them all as pre-orders. My records come only in November.
I already
Right.
had it.
One thing-
Fremer also. Oh, go ahead.
Just one last thing about this. I was watching
We'll
Wuck
do
and Brown's.
that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Wuck and Brown's reviewed this, and I didn't notice this, but this is a mono copy. This is 1513. This is like, I think I said 56 or something. Super early. It only came out and it was only recorded in mono. They put a fucking stereo label on it.
Yeah, it's stupid as fuck.
Come on.
It's
It's
the
a
wrong
mono.
color too.
You should have
Well,
led
that's-
your
that's-
review with that.
I
You
know,
should've-
I know.
No, I don't mind that. I mind that
Maybe
it's a
maybe
mono and
Jack-
that they put a stereo.
Maybe
sticker
Jack
on it.
Black was coloring his hair the wrong color that day.
No, I think that
Anyway.
day at the
Right,
plant,
It's not that big of a
Meg-
deal.
no, from what I hear, Mike, That day at the plant, Meg White was running things.
Oh,
Look, it's not that big of a deal,
God.
but and I'm sure
Why don't you show
like
a picture of Meg Wright's daughter?
Oh man.
Oh shit! Don't bring that shit here, bro.
Just
I
her
don't know.
toes.
I'm just saying, if you're doing Blue Note, you got to pay attention.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. Well, Blue Note approved it.
He
Exactly.
Obviously.
There's Blue Note's
I mean,
fault.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, then it's
Fremer
lots
also
of-
dissed Pete Townsend Rough Mix, and that's a great record. And he
Yeah.
said that was the new. Is it a half speed? I don't like the half speeds.
No, I haven't bought any because I've heard they're not great, and they're not doing a lot of any jazz.
I'm gonna apologize to Rob right now. I'm sorry, Rob. Thank you.
Okay.
Chris, did you want to go over the Mal too?
Yeah. I'll show the cover or whatever. and then
Something
we'll talk
happened
about
this week.
Make me big.
Yeah. I got Mal 2 about a year ago.
Oh.
Okay. There you
Well, I got mine today, Felipe. So yeah,
Where's
Mount
your-
Great
where's your
cover.
Hobie?
I was
Where's
doing
the-
too much already.
I hope he's right here, man.
Who put that out? Oh, that's the
OJC.
OGC. Oh.
Oh, that's yeah. Craft.
Yeah, so I listened to it 1.5 times because it came in like at 5 o'clock. It's really good. I love this record.
Is it mono or stereo?
It's
Uh,
mono.
Mono.
It's
Well, I
mono.
couldn't tell you, but here's the thing I hate about it though. I hate that Kraft puts their own bullshit numbers on these, man. It's so dumb. Like, just put the original number on the fucking sleeve.
Oh, I just noticed, Chris.
Huh.
Look at Mike over here.
Yeah.
Look at his foot.
Oh shit, hang on.
Right.
Oh,
What-
this
what
is
is-
a better picture. His foot's cut out on that one, so my cover's better than yours.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Mm.
But yours has the right number on it, probably. Let's see. Does it have an
I mean,
actual
I
number?
know
on
it
it?
just
Felipe, throw it in the trash.
No, that was good. It's got the prestige. Oh yeah, prestige on it.
Oh, you pulled a Mazzy.
Did pull it out.
Has
All right, anyway,
has anyone? I know it's early, but has anyone done a comparison to the electric recording company?
Oh yeah. I have 2 copies of ERC. Yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you can ask in the OBC Discord.
Yeah, I did. I did a comparison
yeah,
with ERC.
and
They both suck.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, but it sounds really good, and it's an amazing record. Mike, tell the story about earlier when you didn't know when you were confused.
I have like a little
It's fine,
meltdown.
okay? It's fine.
So I've sampled the record on like streaming, but I've never had the record. So I put it on, and I just put it on. I'm just listening to it as I'm like walking around my house, and I'm singing the tune because I know the tune. It's from this moment on. From this moment on, and they do a really they do a really cool version of it on here. It's really cool. So I get my record and I pull it up, and I notice that this moment's on is in the second slot here on the first side. So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's weird. It's the first track. And then I moved my needle to the second track, and I was like, okay, I know this song too. And that song was no, I didn't know the song, but I listened to it, and then I went to the stream to stream what the second song was, and it was JM's Dreams, which is the second song on side 2. And I'm like, did they mess up the track order? So I'm freaking out, and then because this is the track order, but it's not. If I was, not an idiot, I would have pulled it up more, and the track order is there, and it's in a different order than the
Those
top.
early prestiges do that, where they just have the
No,
songs.
they don't. Hold on.
I have a bunch where they do, and it's just the songs are on the top.
Yeah.
Remember, Prestige is the recording and releasing as quick as they could.
Well,
They-
Mike
they
has
didn't pay
wheels
much
on his
attention to
chair.
detail.
Mike has wheels on his chair. That's
Well, anyway, I have some Miles stuff, and it's like one session is a 10-inch, and they put it on side A, and all those songs are on side A, and they list them in order. So that's why I did that, because I have records that are supposed to be like that. Anyway, it's not a big deal, but
When I get mine, I'm gonna do a comparison because I have the 2 for with both 1 and 2.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's a really good record though. I hadn't heard it before. I really enjoyed it. Can you look at the track list, Mike? What's the first song on the second side? Is it one to one or one or
One
something?
by
No.
one.
it's
by one?
yeah, One by One. That is like the best
That's
song, on the
dude.
album.
Yeah, that's
It's
great.
real. It's
Well,
really
wait.
good.
Oh wait, they're a different order on this.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
They always are on the.
What's
cheaper.
the first
so
where's 1-1? Where's 1-1?
It's like the third.
The last song.
One by one.
Yeah, I mixed it up.
So
They probably just mixed up the two records. However,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So out of these Mals 1 to 4, I would say Mal 3 sucks. Don't buy Mal 3.
Seriously?
It's my least favorite.
I won't say any of them suck, but I would say by 2 and 4
Yeah.
are the ones, and four's the trio one.
Yeah.
But two's got like the bit heavy hitters.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you wanna do that?
Three's kind of weird. Musically, I didn't like 3.
It's not that I'm not into it either, but
All right.
and actually I picked 4 over 2. I like 4 way more.
That was great. Let me pick it up here.
But they're two different lineups on two.
They're completely different.
Yeah.
Well, original or early pressings of this, I think the cheapest one in the United States right now is like $777 on Discogs.
And it's probably
And-
beat to hell.
It's like it's an impossible record to get.
Yeah. So here's Mal 1.
And
Which
then
is
Felipe
really
shows
good.
all of them. These are all Japanese, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same copies Felipe has.
So this is Mal 1 with Gigi Grice, Idris Sullivan, Mal Waldron, Julian Eo on bass, and Arthur Wedgehill on drums. It's good, but I still prefer Mal 2. This is Mal 4. It's a trio. Also, the Japanese missing the obi. I paid much cheaper for that. That's great.
They also use the Prestige label.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Mal Waldron, Edison Farmer on bass, Farmer, and Kenny
That was-
Bennett. Yeah.
Those are Victors, and those are like the Prestige 50 series or whatever. Those will
Mhm.
sound really good.
Yeah.
And there you can pick them up for $60 to $70
And that's
or less.
And lastly, Mal 3. So which I'm not a big fan of Mal 3. It doesn't. I mean, the music is not great. It's just weird. It's not a great record. So Mal Waldron, Art Farmer, Eric Dixon, Kalo Scott on cello, Julian Eo on bass, Elvin Jones, Elaine Waldron voice. So it gets kind of weird. I don't like it. I mean, it sounds good, but I don't like it. The music is not great. In my humble opinion.
It's too bad you have to say that because you're actually literally talking and giving your opinion. But it's like the Hoffman.
But I'm being honest,
You should be
Make
honest.
him a shirt that just says "In my humble opinion."
Exactly.
So he doesn't have to say it.
I want to know in October, am I going to meet the two mics in New York? I'm going to come from the W, whatever.
Yeah, I'm
that-
going to try to come down.
I'm gonna
You're
go
coming to
there.
New York?
I'm coming for the record show 4 days. The
Yeah,
WF.
they're going to be
Yeah,
out of
I
town
want
that
to.
week.
Yeah.
I'm staying in Queens. I'm staying with Arnaldo and his partner. They have a guest room.
Yeah.
So I'd love to meet people somehow.
I'm definitely going to be around because I'm also, what's the name? Dave.
Yeah, Dave's
shot
coming
me.
too.
Yeah.
Dave's
he shot me in
Dave
the-
and Dom
Yeah.
from
Mhm.
notes.
Dave's not here, man.
Yeah, I'm making plans too. I want to go there.
Are you coming,
Oh,
Felipe?
cool.
I'm gonna try to come too. So
Wow.
All right.
Oh, awesome.
Cool. Cool.
yep. So it's only like 5 hours from where I live to New York City. So
Yeah. You're
Worth a
upstate.
try.
You're upstate. Where are you by Socrates?
no, I live farther upstate than that.
Yeah,
I live north of
Rochester?
Syracuse. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've been as far up as I guess Socrates and Woodstock and up that area.
oh yeah, that's not Mazzy. That's like a
That's
half
nothing.
an hour outside of the city.
Yeah, that's the
so.
liberal bastion. That's where. Yeah.
That's what most people that think of New York think that New York City is the only part of it. So
Yeah.
it's
I've been in Rochester. That's it. Because I used
Yeah,
to work for. I used to
I'm
work for
from
Kodak.
Rochester, so yeah.
I used to work for Kodak a lot back.
Yeah.
When
Yep.
everybody in Rochester worked for Kodak. I think.
Oh yeah.
So, Joe, you have that Thad Jones Japanese pressing, don't you? The King?
Yeah, I've had that for a bit. I played it like a year and a half ago when I got it, and then when you guys were talking about it was it yesterday, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I spun it again. I was really happy with what it was. I mean, it's like a 77, 78 King pressing. I've been really happy with it. But I don't know. I've talked about how I think the only one that I'm going to get from the 313 series is the Grant Green one. It's a shame that it's taken so long for that record to come out. You'd feel that, I mean, I don't know, with such a big name as Grant Green, that
Which one is the Grant Green?
it's like the live at Mozambique.
Mozambique. It's a double.
It's from like
LP.
72, 71, 72. So it's as he got into the kind of funk period. But
And it only came out on CD, right, in the 90s?
I think it was, the 90s or early 2000s. Yeah, there was not. And you don't hear anybody talk about that. I mean, even, I guess, I mean, maybe we're not really the community that talks a lot about CDs.
Is there an organ player on it?
I don't know. I'm not sure what
Who's on the. Let me see. I think someone's on it. Let me see.
You know, I don't think a lot of people talk about Grant Green in the 70s because he was being very funky. But I picked up that
yeah, Ronnie Foster's on it on organ.
Okay.
I
Houston
picked up
on sax. Hang on. Yeah. And then Idris Muhammad on drums and Clarence Thomas on sax. Thank you. Sorry, Rob.
I picked up that last Grant Green album, which is very easy listening, but it's quite good. He's doing Commodore songs on it, and
I thought you said it sucked and you weren't going to buy it. Now you're saying it's good?
I wanted to complete. I want to get as much Grant Green as I could get. I mean, that live album they put out as a classic is a good example of what his 70s stuff was, right?
Alive? That record's kick ass.
And there's that one record store day I wish they would reissue live at what was it? Live at
who put it out?
It was was it Elemental?
I think so.
Or Residence.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
There's the one that people dismiss, that one that's the Paris concerts because they say the recording's not so hot. But I stream that a lot and it sounds good. But the one that he did the live at whatever, that Oil Can Harry's.
Yeah.
The live at Oil Can Harry's, that is fucking a good record. I wish they would reissue that.
Yeah. There's this nice one on Kudu, Rob. I think you have it as well. Main Attraction.
Yeah. I have that.
Too, yeah.
That's really good. And Carrying On Blue Note.
Yeah, I was gonna pull that out, Felipe. That's one of my favorite 70s Grant Greens.
That's so good.
I have this other one of the later Blue Note Grant Greens.
Yeah. That's on Black.
This is another really good one too. I don't know if any of you guys have Shades of Green. Cover's not.
No.
Oh yeah.
This is a really.
Yeah, I have that one. That's the one I have.
Yeah, this is. I like. This one has a huge. Oh no! Go ahead.
Never mind. Was there another cover for that?
I don't think. I don't think so. There's not many pressings of this.
Okay.
This
That's
one was
kind of dangerous. It's dangerous having a cocktail in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
But this one has a large lineup. This is very kind of orchestral, but it is also funky. But it's really good. I like a lot of Grant Green's funky stuff that he had kind of an orchestra, like a larger lineup. Are really, really great. This is one of my favorite ones from that later period for his, along with Felipe, the Carrying On. That's another really killer one.
I'll tell you one, Joe, that I got from Mazzy from the Dizzy collection is the soundtrack to that blaxploitation movie.
Yeah.
With Billy D. Williams.
It's the Final Countdown or something.
Yeah,
or
Final Countdown. He's very hidden. He is very hidden in that soundtrack.
I was gonna say, I bought that last year, and it was one of the last 70s Grant Greens that I needed, and that one's can be kind of elusive. You don't really see that one a whole lot, but
Pure Pleasure put it out, I believe.
Oh, did they? Okay, but it was, but yeah, Rob, you're right. I mean, it was. The A side was great. It had a lot of like kind of Grant Green centric kind of tracks and solos, and then you get to the B side and it's like the first two songs have him and then he disappears for the rest of the record. And I'm thinking as I'm listening, I'm like, is this his record or is this just like he happened to be there and they needed somebody with like a bigger name? I don't know, but it was it was disappointing as you went on with that one. Definitely.
Yeah, but it's not a. I mean, again, it's good. It's fine.
Yeah,
The one
it is but it's also
Did I
a sound
overcharge you, Rob?
The one that comes out after the final come down is a live record. It's live at the Lighthouse, Grant Green. Do you guys have that?
Oh yeah.
That's a Blue Note.
That's
It's
really
Blue
good,
Note.
too.
Blue Note.
Yeah.
I recently bought the hell is it? Oh, Elvin Jones live at the Lighthouse. It came out like I think a couple years before this one, because I think Aiden Buck showed it and it sounded fantastic. So
yeah, that's the I think that's the first live at the Lighthouse session of like the Blue Note ones.
Well, I think so I think that came out, and I think the timeline is just like 4 months later, Lee Morgan did his run.
Yeah.
Every time I find that Elvin Jones live, it's all beat up. So I've never found.
Hopefully
that's a tougher one. Yeah.
But speaking of Grant Green, I just want to make a public announcement here.
Okay.
This is a record. It's in Shrink. It's a White Bee, Van Gelder.
What's the public announcement? Just that you have the
Hey, hold on. He didn't finish. In his humble opinion.
Felipe,
his humble opinion.
Don't be an asshole, Chris.
White Bee
I'm just kidding.
has a Van Gelder stamp, because I have a black
It
bee.
does have. So
Okay,
that's
I have a
why
black
I'm
bee
saying
that
that.
doesn't, so I don't.
This is Chad's 45. The difference is like brutal. This is a Van Gelder White Bee. It absolutely sucks. Don't buy this record if you see it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's horrible. Chad's
Do
45
you want
is
to sell that?
like. I'm still keeping it until I get an OG. But once I
Okay,
get an
that's
OG,
how
I'll
bad
sell
it is.
It's really bad. This record, this Chad 45,
That's a nice cover. I like that.
way better. Way better.
I like guitarists
Yusuf
that don't
Lateef
trim.
and Grant Green. Did they collaborate that much?
Jack McDuff's on there. No, Herwood. It looks badass.
That's a
man.
cool lineup. Yeah.
It's one of the few Yusuf Lateef Blue Note like appearances. Too,
Yeah.
so.
I've never seen that record.
Yeah.
Was that an M40? Was that a Music Matters?
No, that's an AP 45.
Wow.
No, but did they do a Music Matters?
No, they did not.
No, they
All right,
didn't.
Tone Poet, please.
There's a chance, yes.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
But if you see a Van Gelder stamp,
Hey,
White
Siri.
Bee, $100,
Oh,
don't
Joe
buy it.
Harley.
It
No,
sucks.
don't. Actually. Never mind.
I mean, you know, I wish they would do a. I wish that even in the classic series they put out that Lee Morgan Live at the Lighthouse. It's like $150 record now.
Yeah. So
I have we have Jazz Bum says breaking news for Tone Poet, I think.
Uh-oh.
Should I jump in here?
Yeah,
Felipe, do you mind?
in the Discord said that
go for it. So
All right.
I just want to wrap up here with Jeffrey. So this is a different record. I don't know if the one that he's talking about is different or not, but this Van Gelder 70s YB, it sounds like crap. Don't buy it.
In his humble opinion.
Didn't you already say that?
My very humble opinion.
Did I
My very humble system. Yeah.
All right, what, Mike? What about the Tone Poets? What do you got?
All right, so I bought this like a year ago, and I pulled it out yesterday to listen to, and Joe Harley commented on it and essentially signaled that it's going to be reissued, assuming a Tone Poet. But this is Gretchen Mancour III, some other stuff. So put this in your queue for a future Tone Poet, because it seems like Joe confirmed that this is going. You can check out the post on our
It looks
Instagram.
like one of those photographs. Looks like one of those photographs that ghost chasers just grab through like an aberration.
Hey, can you explain to me how to put it in my queue, Mike?
Yeah, what queue are we putting this in?
Yes.
Put it in your bro.
I would rather get a Thurston Howell the third album than
Man. Hey, just
It's
when
a cool
you
record.
Just
It's a
when
cool
you think
record.
Mazzy could make a worse joke than the one he made before.
You have Gretchen Mancour III on trombone.
Actually, I like it a lot.
Wayne Shorter, Herbie Hancock, Cecil McBee, and Anthony Williams. And Anthony Williams has a killer drum solo at the end. I mean, everybody solos really nicely.
It's a young Anthony then.
This is a great. I feel like Cecil McBee does some bowing on it, and it's just fantastic.
Do you like it better than the Evolution?
I'm excited
Evolution?
for that one, Mike.
I don't know if I like it better.
I like Evolution.
You know,
I love the Evolution.
Yeah, it's
I probably like Evolution better than this one, but this is cool. And I don't know. I just love. Yeah, I don't know.
I like them
Trombone's
both.
pretty cool, and I feel like I don't have really like
No.
an album that like of this like roster of this like quality musicianship to focus on trombone is just fucking awesome.
Now, do you
So
get a
it's great.
tromboner when you listen to it?
Oh,
I do.
Rob.
I got a Valve tromboner.
I can't bear to file this away yet because it took me years to finally, get this.
Do you sleep with it?
I
Uh-huh.
want
Gonna
to
show it again?
I want to. I just like I don't want to like file it away.
Don't.
It's got a great cover.
You should make a T-shirt out of it.
Yes.
That would be violating the copyright of the.
No, listen.
No,
You
no.
should
Make a T-shirt out of the actual record.
Album cover, yeah.
You
Out
should
of
make
the
a
jacket. Put it
make a
on.
t-
Sew it into a shirt.
make a T-shirt of it, but have Baggy pose as the lady.
Yeah.
I'll make
His head.
I'll make a T-shirt out of this one instead. So
Yeah.
All right, who got new stuff this week that they want to show?
Me.
I do.
No way. I thought you had to work. Would you quit your job? What's going on, Rob?
No, I ended my class early and left.
Okay.
Is that what
Nice.
you said? What was
No,
your excuse?
No, it's no. We have to have 3 classes in one. I'm teaching 2 classes, so I worked every day this week. But
Yeah.
it's Friday. I'm not going to keep those kids for 4 hours.
oh god.
No, you're trying to get those good student rankings.
So this is interesting. I won this week on eBay for $7.
Is it the soundtrack to Oppenheimer?
It's a soundtrack to me murdering you. So the person didn't realize that they had a classic records version of this.
Oh,
They go, it's 200 grams. So I looked. So the great thing for classic records is they do really nothing to identify that it is,
Yeah.
except for one thing. And I looked at the back cover and saw under license from
yeah.
Special Market. That's the one way to tell. But this is how smart they were. Inside the cover,
Very nice.
they had the postcard for classic
Yeah.
records.
Well, they probably just said
They could have sent it. They almost could have sent you Jefferson Airplane's Chronic Creation instead with the same.
And actually, Rob, it's not just that. Sometimes they write different things, but they use that specific font on everything.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's that architect's.
Well, they use I've never seen a roulette reissue.
Good grab. By the way, if you get a chance to see Oppenheimer, it's
Great
fantastic.
record.
See it.
Mhm.
See it in
So-
IMAX.
I have an OG of this. I'll probably sell and keep this one. So
Does the OG sound good?
Is that the roulette label?
It sounds pretty good. I would give it I think it is VG plus. Why you want it?
Yeah, well, I had one that would look mint, but it sounded
You
like
know, roulette label.
What's the label? What is that label?
It's roulette.
label.
Roulette.
Oh no,
Roulette
sorry,
is
I saw the other album he had, and I just
Roulette is a
it looked
mafia.
very
Label.
different.
It was a
No,
mafia.
No, I know.
He's coming.
That is what I saw.
Tommy James and the Shondells.
This is Bernie Grumman.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, never mind.
I've been getting all the Pharoah Sanders, and this is the current imprint of his first album with a different cover, and it's 180 gram. But this is I got it for $17 sealed, but it
Rob,
plays-
are you sure it's 180 gram?
I don't know, but in my humble opinion, I think it is.
Some people are really
Do
picking
you
on
weigh
weight.
it with the same weight you used to weigh your cocaine?
Yeah,
Some people can be
man,
really,
horrible
really
jokes.
Oh, that's a great. That's a great.
Actually
Joe.
a good joke. I like.
I love that, Joe.
That was a good deal.
Yeah,
There's
there's
the
the
original.
OG cover there.
Yeah,
Right
this is
there.
the original cover. Yeah.
So this is warped.
Mhm.
So I sent to the guy it's warped. He goes, eBay will give you a thing to mail back. I haven't received anything, so I might ask him for a discount and see if one of my friends can flatten it. But it plays fine.
Yeah, I have that copy.
Yeah,
I think.
Any good?
yeah,
It's all right.
no, great.
Yeah.
The sides are kind of completely different. He's more playing being avant-garde on one side, and the other side kind of straight. But
Chris, I said the audio's all right. It's a cool record.
yeah.
Okay.
I found this OG on the mono Moodsville.
So Rob,
Just
Rob,
himself playing piano.
if he's alone, how come he's with someone else?
Listen, in my humble opinion, I don't know.
Who the hell's on the cover? Is that Susie Sue? What's going on
You
there?
know,
I don't know, but
It's
listen,
Johnny Marr.
they put the ugliest women on these Moodsville
That's
covers.
a dude, you guys.
dude.
That's a
Well, he's
guy.
hot. It's a hot dude.
That's not a
We're
chick.
clearly see it because Rob doesn't know how to show a record by taking the cover out of the.
In my humble opinion, this is an ugly chick.
From a certain angle, it looks like Tobey
It's a
Maguire in
man.
Spider-Man 3.
Did you listen to
I mean-
it?
Oh my
That's
goodness.
man, maybe.
Actually, it's not a good recording. It's just him
No.
solo playing piano, but it's really not that great of a recording. And it's a Van Gelder. This is probably
Well, he was
Rudy's
like the
worst
recording
recorded
piano.
record.
You know, I need to call out Felipe because he's trying to force me to buy this book, Good Day Sunshine State.
Got my body yet?
How
I
the
love the interruption, Mazzy.
Beatles rock Florida.
So they didn't rock it hard enough, apparently.
That's a cool one.
They
It's
need
still
to come
attached.
back.
That's
Very
cool.
cool.
So go back to me because Mazzy interrupted. This is probably Rudy's worst recorded record.
Like
It's
you
not
could
that
ever
good of a
fucking know
record.
that.
I think that now that you mention it, is that Rudy?
Could be.
Looks like Paul Westerberg.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
post-
I
Well,
don't
you
listen
know,
to Johnny
there
Marr.
is a theory that Paul Westerberg's a time traveler.
oh, well, there you go. Proof is obvious.
Are you
He has,
done,
a
Rob?
he has a dyslexic heart.
Damn.
He looks like Chrissy Hind as well.
I've got a few things to show, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, Joe.
I just
Joe, you
got
always
back
bring the
from
heat.
a trip to Florida. So I went to Banana Records in
Damn
St.
it.
Petersburg, which is a phenomenal shop if you're ever in kind of South Central Florida.
They're like more like a warehouse, right? It's so huge.
Yeah, there's technically like 3 different locations. One of them is just like audio gear. So like if you need stuff like fixed, or if you're looking for like speakers, receiver, like turntable, things like that.
Yeah.
They have a huge warehouse that had, I think it was like 2 or 3 million records in it. And there were just these huge just shelves. And they had, I think it was predominantly like jazz, rock, funk, soul. I don't know if they had all genres. I think some of like metal and more like modern music was at their 3rd location that was more of just like a traditional record store.
Yeah.
I went to the warehouse location, and both of them were within like a 5 to 8 minute drive from each other. So it was they're really close, but I went to the warehouse one because that was where their Discogs inventory was. And there was a few, the big piece that I found was Charles Tyler Ensemble. This is on ESP disc.
That's nice.
A great, you got Joe Friedman cello, Henry Grimes bass, Ronald Jackson drums, Charles Moffat is on orchestra vibes, and then you've got Charles Tyler on the alto sax. This is one of the ESP discs that I've been looking for. I think this was his first record on ESP disc. Just a great free jazz saxophone player. I think some of these have been reissued in the last few years, but this was kind of the big find. Really
Does
great
Doug-
edition.
Does Doug know that you have his record?
And it says Doug on the A side too. So it was that, and then another one that I found.
That's a great one.
Frank
That's a
Lowe.
great
This was a good one. I compared to a lot of his other stuff. I didn't feel that this one was as free. There was a little bit more kind of an approachability to this one, but it was still really great. You've got Joseph Bowie trombone, who I believe is Lester Bowie's brother. Is that right? Does anybody know that's the case? Maybe not. I don't know. Leo Smith is on trumpet, flugelhorn, wood flute. Alex Blake's on the bass, and then Charles Bobo Shaw is on the drums. But this is on the Black Saint label. I think Jazz Bum Mike showed the Billy Harper one, but this one is another early one. I think this is like the 5th record on the catalog, so you still got that great label before they went to the one. I mean, the second label they went to, I think, is just as is good as well. But
they switched to that it's like a rainbow. It's more of a rainbow looking label.
Yeah, I think only the first handful of titles had that.
but then their spines also are like kind of in the same way. If you like, I have like, I don't know if you can see this. You probably can't because I'm small, but I keep all my Black Saints and Soul Notes together, and they all have like an orange, yellow, red label. Like anyway, but I feel like the early ones they don't, like that one I got, and that one I don't think. Yeah.
I did pick up something else. I can't find it right now, but it was a David Murray one that was on Marge, which was like a French label in the 70s. That one was not recorded super great. The recording was pretty good, or I said the music was really good, but the recording kind of took away from it a bit. The one thing I will say about Banana Records, though, is it has probably the largest 45 collection that I've ever seen. So if you're looking for any type of 45s, I don't know about jazz. I didn't really look for jazz. I was looking for more like kind of just like rock, 70s, 80s rock stuff. But even that, if there's any 45 that you're looking for that was like somewhat common back in like the 70s or 80s, you're probably going to find it there, and you're going to find multiple copies. So there was a lot of great stuff. I mean, I was looking for, there was like Chicago 7-inches that I was looking for, because I don't really have an interest in buying all of those records. It was just certain songs I was looking for. But they had a really great selection of 45. So it's definitely worth it if you're ever in. Again, I mean, St. Petersburg's only like 20 minutes from Tampa. So if you're ever in kind of that area,
no traffic.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful area, and it was a great record experience. And I think a lot of you guys would find some really great stuff there. I mean, they had a lot of the jazz was more common stuff, and they had a lot of the same titles. Like they could have 10 copies of, I don't know, Sketches of Spain, Miles Davis. But if you were looking for, again, some more common stuff, when it came to jazz, they had a lot to choose from. The rarer stuff, I don't think it was as much, but they had a great collection of stuff. So there's a few other things that I got. These aren't from Banana, but these are just, I'll show. First of all, this is one that Rob and I kind of traded for. This is Last Exit. I have the second record of this group. This is like Peter Brotzman, Sonny Sharrock's group, kind of heavy metal meets free jazz. But this one was enjoyable. Appreciate Rob sending this one to me as well. So one thing I will say, Rob, I didn't say this to you earlier. I didn't have any record mailers. And so I had ordered pizza last night, so I just put it in the pizza box. So it's got to get across the country, but I hope that it'll
What did you do with the box I sent you the record in?
Oh, it was recycling day, the day that you sent it, so I just threw it in the recycling. So
I don't think you can send tomato sauce across state lines.
I did, because you had sent me that one of the record or the cardboard stiffeners that you sent in, it had like a stain on it, and so I just returning the favor. There's a pizza stain on that, so it's.
Rob, I think I just heard your doorbell ring. Make sure you have a tip, okay?
Well, okay. So bad joke, Mazzy. Here's the
I'm
deal.
Just kidding, Rob.
Here's what I've witnessed in Joe's growth by coming here. Started out as a meek, well-mannered young man, and I think we've rubbed off on him horribly. Where now he feels that he can make these bad jokes and bash me.
I mean,
better people have tried to take me down, Joe.
How far upstate New York can he be? Might as well be in Canada then.
Yeah. I'm only like 30, 40 miles from Canada. So
there you go. Okay.
Yep. And I have one more thing, kind of in the same lines as Last Exit. I've been looking for a lot more Peter Brotzman this summer. Especially since he died. I don't know. This is the direction that I've kind of wanted to go with free jazz, and his sound has really fit into where I'm again trying to go. This is, I think, his first record it was originally on his own label, which was like Bro, just BRO, in the 60s, and then this is like the reissue on FMP from the 70s. But this is again his first record. It's just a trio. But was really happy to find this. So I got this one at Discogs. And
what's he playing on the front? What is that, a baritone that he has?
Yeah, he has tenor and baritone sax. So a lot of his albums, he plays a lot of the different reeds. So there's some albums that he plays. His first instrument was the clarinet, so he played the clarinet on some sessions, tenor sax on a lot. I think he plays the tenor sax on pretty much every session in some capacity. Baritone sax, he plays the bass sax, which is quite an acquired sound. If you haven't heard that, it's very low. And I'm trying to think of some other. He plays the Terregato, which I think is like a Hungarian kind of woodwind type instrument. And so I mean it's a lot of different stuff. But yeah, in this one it's tenor and the baritone.
What's
sax.
his label called?
It's Bro.
Did he invent the term bro that we all like been saying?
I knew you were going there.
Yeah, of course you did. Now you don't want to meet me in New York. Okay, I get it, Mike. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm not coming now, man. So.
Yes, nobody is. I'm going to be sitting there alone at Dave, and he's going to go, Mazzy.
Hey, Mazzy, are you gonna be in the end of August? Are you gonna be in Seattle?
Yeah. Are you coming to Seattle?
Yeah. Because we're visiting the University of Washington.
Well, you mentioned that. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna come here for my birthday?
Yeah. Oh, it's your birthday? I guess we'll cancel
one day.
You gotta. You and your daughter have to do a whack-a-mole at Mazzy's.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, if you can get away, we can drive down to Gig Harbor. But
we can all pitch in, and Mike take him to Chuck E. Cheese for his birthday.
Well, I'm going to be here.
Hey, Rob, we're coming down to LA too. So.
Oh, you gonna look at UCLA or USC?
No, we're gonna go to Santa Barbara, and then
UCSB.
I don't know what other.
I get it. You're just going to places you're going to places near vineyards and wineries. Santa Barbara, the Mid Coast, Merlot, upside down, or what is it, sideways?
Yeah.
Cupertino, San Jose.
Look what just came into the door.
Cool.
Is that in the pizza box?
Listen. There's only one stain I want to see, and that's when you hit the ground.
Whoa!
Gosh! Wow!
Whoa!
Ooh!
Nice.
All right, opening.
All right, we gotta.
I'm not pulling my OG because I just want to be courteous to people.
Your OG what?
His first pressing Mal.
They sealed this very tightly.
Yeah, mine was pretty tight too. Yeah.
Rob, send me over. I'll flatten it for you, okay?
Why, you think this is not flat, or the?
No, mine was flat. Mine wasn't warped, but the shrink was really, really freaking tight.
This was pressed at RTI, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All those.
Is it that flat?
We'll see. Well, no. I'm tired of getting the records like this. Come on.
I agree. Come on.
Gosh.
Let's see. Looks good.
Looks flat.
Nice job.
Looks beautiful. Looks nice.
I love when they sell. Oh, Bob Bradley, you missed the whole CTI dedication.
Here we go.
Yeah. So we need Mike to make an eulogy to Bob Bradley.
This feels thinner. This feels kind of chintzy and thin.
This is cheap. Yeah, this looks cheap.
Those are fine. I keep those.
1 milligram or milliliter, whatever.
I will do a sound comparison between my toofer and this.
Cool. And is your toofer Van Gelder stamped in it, or just is it George? Is it a George Horn?
Mark Turner? Tuner?
Mark, yeah. I guess it would be earlier.
I think Van Gelder only did really the earlier ones. Let's see.
Well, it says Van Gelder on it.
It has to be Van Gelder.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a video.
Yeah, Rev got it. He has.
Swan Song.
I know this twofer was pressed several times during the 70s, I think. So maybe some of them aren't. Maybe they're not Van Gelders.
Here's something that arrived today too.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
And this is
Hold on.
This is so good. And yeah,
Who's the tech here? There we go.
It's they took a gummy.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Rob.
This is what's missing, right, Mike?
I have the OG mono of that.
Have you listened to it yet, Mike?
huh?
Have you listened to it yet?
Yeah, I did. Sounds
Is that a get?
really good. It's Ryan K. Smith. So the sound is really good. It's just, I mean, it's Miles' group without Miles. But it's the music is excellent. Wynton Kelly is sneaky good on this. And Stars, Cannonball Adderley plays on Stars. He's magnificent on Stars, fell on Alice. And then there's another ballad, You're a Weaver of Dreams, that's really excellent. This is a really good, excellent recording. It's just that, sort of forget, I forgot that I pre-ordered it actually with all the, the Chad, Thad Jones stuff going on. But yeah. And I had
Now,
this Japanese, my Japanese CD of it for years. So,
Mike, did it come in a gatefold? Did the new one come in a gatefold?
Yeah.
Because I don't think the original was a gatefold.
No, I have the original.
Yeah, I have the original mono too.
I have original
Very
stereo
nice.
somewhere.
Yeah.
No gatefold.
Is your label Deep Groove?
Yeah. Let me take it out.
I have the same copy.
Hmm.
Sounds good.
This was from
I got it for $1 at Goodwill. It's like
I got mine for $5.
Yeah.
But nice. This was probably the best condition out of all the records I got from that collection. But this sounds amazing. This mono sounds really good.
Yeah, I mean it's just all that Mercury MRC Cannonball is really good, and if you find it, get it. It's just really good stuff.
Yeah, I have this one. It's an OG. I'm not going to buy the new one, I don't think. I mean, this one's like near mint.
Why did they call him Cannonball? Well, actually, I think Cannonball, and it says it in the liner notes here. It was originally he was called Cannibal because of his appetite.
Yep.
And and then I guess it just morphed into Cannonball or something.
I think Nat or like one of his family members morphed into Cannonball, but I think that's
No,
very odd of him.
No, like you, Baggy. He used to like go into a swimming pool and jump in and grab it.
But he was somewhat of I don't
Cannonball.
want to say, I don't know if a proper term, but
I mean, I know Cannonball's brilliant. Not utterly, I don't know if I'd call him brilliant, but I have some of his Riverside stuff, and we were showing his CTI stuff. Very underlooked. Some good stuff. Like Work Song is an excellent track.
Yeah.
That might be my favorite Nat Adderley.
And the Johnny Griffin one too is really good.
even some of his later stuff that he did in the '80s, Nat Adderley in the '80s, is really good. It's really, and he was leading bands with like younger musicians, and they're absolutely really good. Some of it was on like Landmark and those labels.
That's what the three sounds, Brandon. That's what the three sounds.
Yeah, the branching out and Johnny Griffin too.
Oh,
This
Johnny
record's
Griffin.
great.
Cool. I have that.
I listened to this one yesterday, first time in a long time.
Yeah, Work Song's good too.
Yeah, that's really
Bobby Tim was
I got this from Face Records for like $6. Sounds good too.
Oh, that's yeah.
I have the twofer with that.
I have an OG stereo. It's fantastic.
Speaking of the Mercury ones, the Mike mentioned, I think Ken actually posted his record this week,
Hold on,
which is a dirty cheap
You got him,
record.
Chris?
So good.
Oh. Yeah, all that Mercury stuff is really good.
Yeah. Nat Adderley, Julian Mance piano, Sam Jones, and Jim Cobb on drums. And also this one was on Capitol. Cheap stuff, but also really good. Cannibal Adderley. It is the they don't put everybody that's playing. Yeah, Curtis Fuller, Nat Adderley. It's a really good record. It's a little later, but it's a really good one too.
Wow.
I have that. Yeah, I've got that. I got a bunch of those.
Yeah, and it's dirty cheap. I think it's less than $10.
Absolutely. I got this one for less than $10, and I mean it's another one with cats out, you know, and I don't think I'm gonna buy it because I have this copy and it's fine. So it's really good though.
Oh, Chad's putting that out?
Yeah, it's in the Mercury series.
Oh,
Coming
cool.
out ish. Trying to see who's on here with because I can't remember, but it doesn't say.
It's Clark Terry.
Well, there's more than just him and Clark Terry on it, man. There's 4 people.
I know. But I'm just saying, at least Clark Terry.
Right. Yeah. It's like we were there.
I mean, he did a lot of the.
It's well, it's his trio. So who's in his trio? Who's the classic?
I think that one's Big Pen and
Big Pen and Brown and Ray Brown.
Is that who it is? Okay.
Yes,
I think so.
Well, then that's him. That's the
Pigpen,
here we go.
Grateful Dead.
I think Clark Terry's on it too.
Yeah, Terry's on it too.
Man, you're Jazz Bum Mike. You're giving the side
I'm
sound
good.
Steve.
I'm good.
Hey,
I'm totally fine with what just happened.
I picked this up too. This
Nobody
OG
cares, Rob.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, this is here's on there.
I love Buck Clayton.
Ooh, romping at Red Bank. Nice.
Sir
That's
Charles.
awesome.
Was that recorded in England?
This
No.
is,
How does that sound? How does it
this is
sound?
I cleaned it. I haven't listened to it yet, but it's a Rudy Van Gelder.
Oh, cool.
But so is that Moodsville Red Garland. That was a
That one does not sound good, but I haven't
So
listened to this yet.
that looks like the same era.
Who did we just lose? Who left?
Joe.
Joe.
Okay.
He moved to Canada.
I respect the Irish
Correct,
exit.
Maggie. Thank you.
Well, honestly, I have something else, and I had posted this. This is really good. It's just a duet. Lee Konitz and Michelle Picciani. This is so good. This is on a French label, Owl. I mean, you could find this for like $10 or something like that.
Yeah, I saw this one today, Mike.
Yeah. I had this on CD, and I decided to pick it up. And it's funny, I put it on Instagram, and one of my friends, we used to do like listening sessions, and he's the guy that like hit me to Michelle Picciani, and I said, I think I heard this at your loft, and he was like, but if I didn't, you know, and he said, yeah, that was the one that I played. But this is really good. And Felipe, I got something that we both ordered today.
Oh, mine comes tomorrow.
What is that?
This is good, man. This guy from New Zealand. I heard the story. I think I actually showed the cover to you guys.
Yeah, and I listened to it. I streamed it. It's really good. It's got it's a large scale group. Tenor saxophone player, baritone sax, trumpet, vibraphone, synthesizer, Fender Rhodes. It's a lot going on, but it's really good.
Oh, it's a really good record. Yes.
Yeah, they call it spiritual. I don't know. Sometimes those terms don't mean everything and nothing at once. But it's just a really good recording.
Yeah, I think like spiritual is very reductionist.
Yeah, I agree.
Felipe, what do you think about that Thrust record? I've ordered it, but it hadn't come in yet.
Which one, Chris?
Thrust.
Oh, I got it. I'm gonna show it now.
Okay.
How far is the last one
I checked for a few years. I didn't know that.
So Trust.
I'm trying.
You and Niles. This record was recorded in '79. It's a really rare one. They pretty much just like they record it on a warehouse. They just pull boxes aside and record it. It's very like funky '70s. You know, it's a very raw sounding record. Which this is a Canadian pressing. It's on where's it? Bandcamp. There's 30 copies left. So out of 1,500, and an OG of this one goes like 1,500. So I highly recommend this record. I like it. It's very like free jazz, open, funk, fusion. There's a little bit of everything with that grit, that raw sound. I think it's a must-have because if you slip on it, you won't be able to buy an OG.
Is it more than the two people or?
Yes, it's a big band. Yes, they're the main composers. They put the whole thing together. But yeah, and it's Canadian. It's a Canadian pressing, so it ends up being less than $20. So, you know.
Now I will say you pimped this record to me last week on the stream, and you scared me by saying there's only 37 copies left, right?
Yeah, this
I bought one, and
there's 33.
now there's still 33 though. So
I checked today.
watch out, Felipe.
But when I bought it last Friday, it was 50. Then it dropped to 37.
Yeah, there's only 1,500 of them. So
Yeah, so it's a rare record. I recommend. I like the sound of it. But there's some more cool stuff I picked up this week. Let's go slowly here. This one came on Amazon on the J Jazz Master Series, and I think Mike also has a copy of this one and Approach.
Yeah, it's really good.
This is a bass record. Isao Suzuki, Masahiko Togashi, Hideo Ishikawa, and Akira Shiomoto. It's a bass lead record. It's on the J Jazz series on BBE. Man, it's a must-have. And I bought Amazon Warehouse. I paid less than $20 for this record. It's a double.
wow, nice.
And this is amazing. This is one of the best sound records I've ever heard. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I have the whole series of the whole the J Jazz now.
Yeah. For people who are getting to Japanese jazz, this series, the J Jazz on BBE, it's a must-have. It's really well curated. The records sound good. They're really well done. No complaints about it.
Hey, I think Mark Glassman is trying to recruit people to his LBC. But I'm not.
No, Levin said that Canadian jazz sucks, and Mark's mad now.
So, one record that I just bought today, I think some of you might have it, Floating Points, Pharoah Sanders. Does anybody have it?
Didn't we talk about it last week?
I do not.
I did not, so I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
I have a copy, Felipe.
Yeah.
So, should I?
No. Throw it away.
Yeah. So, Floating Points. So, Floating Points is a DJ electronic artist in England. He got together with Pharoah Sanders. It's like a symphony kind of idea. It has like movements from 1 to 9. They recorded in 2020 during the pandemic, isolation, everything, and then afterwards, the London Symphony Orchestra kind of overdubbed the rest.
Now, Felipe, that was put out by the same guys that are putting out the Indian Navigation one.
Waka Bop, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lockabop is a label that was kind of started by
David Byrne.
David Byrne, yes, in the
Lookabop, yeah.
early 90s, yes. They started as like a world music, whatever that means. Like to me, like world music is like a word they use for whatever is not in English.
But he also did the Jim White CDs, the guy who's a cowboy kind of old
Yes.
country, really cool artist.
Yeah. So this record is really beautiful. It's a nice, nicely pressed. So if you don't have one, get it because it's great.
Yeah, I agree.
And actually, I
just-
think in September in the Hollywood Bowl, they're gonna perform this record for the first time live, with some saxophone players paying tribute to Pharoah Sanders.
Rob should go see that.
If you're in the area, if you like it, go check it out.
Just seeing it makes me want to listen to it again. It is a very good record.
Yeah, I mean,
It's so different than anything else I
I
have.
forget about pulling it out too. Yeah.
Makes me want to just pull it out.
Okay.
Let me see what else I got here.
Smutty.
Well, this one I got today, actually. I pulled it from the wall because it's a hard record to get. I'm not sure how many of you guys have it. Jazz Matas. This is volume 2.
Guru.
I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen the second one.
So this is second. He made 4 before he died in 2010.
I love the first one. That's
Yeah, the first one you can actually still order in vinyl, but the second one is
I
really
have
hard
it. I
to
have it
get.
on vinyl. Yeah.
So the idea behind Jazz Matas is early 90s. He was like, man, people are just sampling jazz. Why I don't like record a hip hop record and get the jazz guys to play along? So that's pretty much the idea here. So we have a Chaka Khan, Jamiroquai, Donald Byrd, Freddie Hubbard, Ruben Wilson, Bernard Purdie, Kenny Garrett, Kool Keith. It's just amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Guru had that's great stuff.
Yeah, he 1 and 2 are the killer ones, the best ones. 3 is kind of a little weaker.
I've
4
never
is-
heard the other ones. I've never seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Felipe, do you have the Mad Lib record?
I have it. Yes.
When was that issued? Is that a new issue?
No, that's a 95 OG.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How would you compare those to the Mad Lib?
It's a little bit. They're kind of similar sound idea proposal, Rob, but this one is a little more like hip hop kind of thing, like more lyrics, more vocals, a little more upfront and aggressive in a good way than the Mad Lib ones. But they're in the same ballpark. They're quite similar. And then lastly, I had a friend kind of traveling, family vacation, summer. He went to many states, like in the middle of the country, and he knows what I like. And every record shop he was stopping by, he was sending me pictures. They want this, they want that. So I ended up getting a few records from him. I'm going to start by this guy here. That was the first one, BLP 4002. Which I was still missing this record. It's an OG.
Oh, nice.
I think House Party and The Sermon, along with Chicken Shack and the one that Midnight Special that Bruno just announced as a classic series, those are killer. This is to me is the best Jimmy Smith.
No.
But this one, House Party, I think it was recorded not too far from The Sermon. It has Lee Morgan, Curtis Fuller, Lou Donaldson, George Coleman, Tina Brooks, Kenny Burrell, Eddie McFadden, Art Blakey, Don Bailey. It's killer. This record and The Sermon, if you just want to have if you have mixed feelings about Jimmy Smith, get those records and get the thing. I think he gets a lot of underrated just because his music was popular. He's a big hit artist. But come on, playing the organ is one of the most difficult things you can possibly play, and this guy mastered the thing, and still in a very approachable pop way in a sense. So I think Jimmy Smith deserves a lot more love than he's given. So that was the first one, and then next a couple of muses. First, Richie Cole with Phil Woods side by side.
Did you find that copy for me, Rob?
Listen, I'm busy as shit, but I know I have it. I'll put it in your box.
Yeah, that's a music that's impressive, really good sounding record with great music.
Who
And
else
then I
is
got,
on that?
I pull it up for you.
Lockjaw's on there.
Yeah.
You're gonna
So
get logged.
yeah, Richie Cole alto sax, Phil Woods alto sax, Walter Booker bass, Jimmy Cobb drums, John Hicks piano, and Eddie Lockjaw Davis tenor sax.
Nice.
Yeah. So another guy that deserves a lot more recognition because he died very young. I think it was 2000. Not so long ago he died, but he died very young. Wallace Rooney.
Yeah, he played with Tony the last. He was
Yeah.
touring with Tony Williams in the last years of when he was on Blue Note.
Yeah, that was his first leading record on Muse, 87. And I
He
mean,
did a bunch. He did a bunch on Muse, right?
yeah, and that was the very first one. And he's got the Miles Stone style. I mean, he was an apprentice of Miles from 85 to 91. He played with him. He was a really big fan of Miles. This record has also Tony Williams on drums.
Yeah.
Tony Williams also.
What year was that?
87.
Oh, so that's
What
Yeah.
what are the tracks?
And Charnet Moffat on bass, which is a really killer, great bass player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
Yeah. Wild Roney got criticized and put down for, the whole Miles thing. And Felipe, the book I sent you is on the Stanley Crouch book. There's an article on Wild Roney where he talks about all of that.
Yeah.
And he was also married to Jerry Allen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe a few months ago, I saw Bobby Watson play at Smoke in New York, and guess whose son was playing trumpet in the band? It was Bobby Watson, Wallace Roney's son, and he was on fire. He was really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got one more record from the shelf. I'm gonna pick it up.
I have this Wallace Rodney. It's Intuition. I think this is the record that came out after the one that Felipe just showed, and it has Kenny Garrett, Gary Thomas, Mulgrew Miller, Ron Carter, and Cindy Blackman.
Yeah, I think I have a
That's a
different one
promo.
with the same lineup.
Yeah, Mulgrew was on those Tony records too.
Oh yeah.
I love Mulgrew. I mean, I used to go see him quite frequently when he played live.
I saw them at the Village Vanguard with Tony and
Yeah. So
like
another record.
around 88.
Sorry. Another record I just got this week. It was released, I think, in December. It came out or January. The Rhino series is an actual AAA recording, and I passed on my OG because the thing sounds so much better.
Oh,
I gotta get
that is the current Start Your Year Off Right title.
Yeah, but it's hard to find it. I still find one on my store for like $20.
Yeah, it's excellent. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
can find that, get that.
Yeah, this is a Kevin Gray AAA. It destroys the original.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
even think about it. Yeah. Spectrum. And two more. This is a test pressing. This is a Prestige. I think Mike or Chris, you can pull out the cover image because I don't have a cover here. This is a test pressing. This Prestige 7014. 7014.
Nice.
It's
It's Miles.
Oh.
The
This
new.
thing
What is it? It's got a bigger name than that.
7014.
Like
That's the Analog Productions. 96, I guess.
So
That's
did it
amazing.
come out?
Yes, it was yes, Rob. I think it was 96, 97. It's really early there. It's a 33, not even a 45.
That's
But this thing
fantastic.
sounds.
Who did it? Hoffman and Gray.
I don't see Kevin Gray in the dead rack. You gotta pull out from the Discogs to be who's here. Let me see. I can see who did it. But this record sounds impressive, unbelievable. It's really, really good. Yeah, so it's the Prestige 7014. I did not have this record, so that's why I got this copy, and it sounds really good. It sounds really, really good. And lastly, I was on the fence about this one because it's like a VG, it's not perfect. But when I checked the Discogs pricing for VGs and I saw the price the store was asking, I said, "Man, I gotta buy it." It's an OG stereo of this guy here.
You don't have that already?
I have a Music Matters SRX.
Uh,
I didn't have an OG of this one, but man, it sounds really good. The bass here is like killer. It's really, really loud and strong. And I mean, it just makes some noise in the very beginning of each side, but when the horns and everything comes in, you don't get the noise.
so what's the price on Discogs for VGs?
I paid $46 for this record. On Discogs, it's going for about $150 for VG. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna get this one. I don't care. And it plays well. I'm still curious about the mono. I never heard a mono rendition of this one, so I'm still curious about it. Let's see how it is. But it's nice. I mean, listening copy is still the SRX, but this thing has a punch.
I have the SRX. I like that. Yeah,
It's great. It's great, right, Mazzy?
yeah. It's my favorite jazz album. If I had to pick one over Kind of Blue,
Yeah, or Happenings.
Oh yeah.
Well, Happenings is not my favorite. I just, exactly. I'm going to head out. Thanks for inviting me, Felipe and Mike and Chris. Is Chris?
Of
still there?
course.
Yeah, Mazzy, you need
He's
no
around.
invitation. You just have to show up.
Of course not. But sometimes I go out on Fridays, so I'm not. I actually have a social life. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining.
Bye.
Thank
Hey
you.
Felipe, so that RTI test press thing, I think it's remastered by Stan Ricker.
Yeah, there's an SRV there or something like this. Yeah.
I don't really know too much about him.
Yeah, he's the guy that did the MoFi. Early
Okay.
MoFis. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think the Rebs does stand up comedy, but his whole routine's based around mastering engineers.
All right, Brandon, do you want to show your pickups?
Sure. My dog might be barking. I don't know what to do about it. So I might.
Benadryl.
I was just going to show this because it's sort of interesting.
Is that a Japanese?
No, it's
Looks like it's still in shrink.
Classic Records RTI test.
Wow.
I picked this up a while ago. I got the other Thad Jones.
Magnificent.
What year is that? Same time, like 96 or something?
No, it says 2005.
Ah.
I think it's a Bernie Grunman. I'm not positive, but it's kind of cool. It sounds great. I picked it up, I think, about 6 years ago. A guy was selling. He had a bunch of test pressings, and
The non-test pressing, the cheapest one right now is $220.
really,
Yeah, and there are no test pressings available.
Yep.
And yeah, there's two for sale. The regular one, and it's $220 is the cheapest, and the other one is $265.
well, I got a really good deal on them then.
I hate to see you leave, Chris. We'll miss you. See you later.
All right, cool. See you, Chris. Thanks for sharing that. Really appreciate it.
Your comment was not annoying at all.
All right, what else you got?
This is that Carter Jefferson.
Oh,
Timeless.
Nice.
This is the weird. It sounds pretty good.
I have not
vinyl.
not heard that before.
It's obviously digital. It's a little muffled, but it sounds pretty good. Good audio.
Yeah.
I tweak it a little bit. Just pump up the treble and bass. But it's good sounding. It's definitely. I'll definitely give it.
Who's on that with him? Because that's a pretty expensive record. The original.
Yeah, the original is pretty expensive. Carter Jefferson on tenor, Terry Masahino on trumpet, Harry Whitaker on piano, Clint Houston bass, Victor Lewis drums, and then Steve Thornton on congas.
That one music on vinyl just put out last year.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
How much does that go for?
$30.
32.
30 something, yeah.
32-ish.
Yeah.
30-ish. This is pretty. I'd been wanting this one for a while.
Oh, cool.
And it's super clean. DG stereo.
Nice.
I had traded in some records, and this had been on the wall for a while, and
What's this guy?
went down a little, but it's super clean.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, we already addressed that, Chris.
Oh, sorry. I like that record. I got that one. That Sonny Rollins is good.
And this is kind of my favorite
Yeah.
of the last couple weeks because I wasn't here last week.
Oh, Penny Barron, yeah, absolutely.
Super minty.
All his Muse stuff goes for dough, right?
Starting to. There's a,
What's the style? What's the
that
style
one's-
on that?
Well, he plays Rhodes. It's pretty aggressive. Like it's really moving fast, just from like the get go. So like post bop fast. Like, I mean,
Cool.
he's going full keys, like
Nice.
you know, just going off from. There's a couple slow songs, but most of it's pretty much fast paced post bop. It's good though, really good.
Sounds good.
Oh, I should read who's on it. So you got Ted Dunbar on guitar, David Williams on bass, playing, and he specifies Fender bass. Richard Landrum on congas, Sonny Morgan miscellaneous percussion, and then Albert Heath on drums.
Mhm.
And this is really cool. I'd never seen this before.
Oh, yeah, that's really.
So this is this was put out in the 70s, 75, 76, but it's a live. It's two. It's one really long song live from the session was, I want to say 64 or something like that. It said somewhere. But it's with Booker Irvin, Kenny Drew, Niels Orsted Peterson, and Alan Dawson on drums. So it's kind of like, well, it's I guess it's sort of like his expat group. And then Horace Parlan, you know, Horace Parlan played with Booker Irvin back in like the early 60s as well.
Yeah, he's got a couple
on
records, yeah.
Exaltation. And so he basically set up this record, and then he plays a song called Lament for Booker Irvin, because it was right after Booker Irvin. This album came out right after he passed away.
Yeah.
And so it's that live session with Booker, Kenny Drew, Niels Henning, and Alan Dawson. And then there's this really beautiful piano piece that's just Horace Parlan. So it's actually kind of like two records.
Well, wait. So I have what is it? Inner City of that. I think it's that. So is that famous concert he did where he was only supposed to play for like 10 minutes and he said, "Fuck you," and he paid for 20?
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing he played Because
When
it's
did- when did-
37 minutes. The one
Yeah,
song
or
is
that-
37
yeah.
minutes.
So that's
When did that?
the original was Enja, and then Intercity issued it, I guess, in the U.S.
Yes, that's what they did with all their
Yeah.
a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah, that's a
But
better.
hold on. So hold on. What year was that recorded in, and what year did it come out? Because I
I
think
want to
Booker
say it was
Urban died,
64 was the recording, but I can't find
and
it.
I think Enja was founded in the 70s. So I think
Yeah.
that was like a posthumous like.
Right.
Yeah.
The Intercities in the mid 70s.
Yeah, that's what I just said. So 75
I'm
was
sorry.
when this was released. Right after he died, Horace Parlan got together with them, and so Horace Parlan has one song. That's the lament for Booker Irvin, and then it's the rest of the record is that live session from the mid 60s.
Nice.
Okay.
But it's really good, and the sound is good too. It's really good quality. This I couldn't resist because it was a really good deal. Original. Donald Byrd, Places and Spaces.
Now, when did that come out compared to the Electric Bird? Do you know?
I want to say this is like 70, and I think it's right before, but I'm
Okay.
not positive.
Was Electric Bird like 71?
I don't know. Well, look.
Where's Mike? Mike with his fast computer.
I think this one came later, Breno.
Okay.
Because Electric Bird is not even Mizo Brothers.
Places and Spaces was 76,
Oh, okay.
and then Electric Bird
71.
is 70.
Yeah, because it came out right after Bitches Brew, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Bitches Brew.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Are y'all getting that Electric Bird?
Yeah.
I've been streaming it. I have to listen to it more, but
I was listening to this again, and it immediately reminded me because it was kind of cool that Felipe brought up the Jazzmatazz. Because Bird kind of plays like he plays on Jazzmatazz on this, where he's kind of like sort of like coming in and out of the background with his like. It sounds. I love it because it sounds really like urban, and like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but Bird's really good at doing that, like playing that trumpet that's just kind of like in the periphery, kind of like floating around like I guess like a bird in a certain way, but it's just really cool.
Today, I don't know if everybody follows this, but there's a podcast called Milestones, celebrating the culture, and it's hosted by Angelica Biener. And I don't know who she is exactly, but it seems like she grew up in like a jazz family because she knows she has like all these great stories of guys, like great musicians coming through and like hanging out, at like parties, like her family hanging out at parties with these guys. Anyway, she released a new episode today, and I forgot who she interviewed, but the whole premise was Donald Byrd, when it's the 50-year anniversary of Blackbird. And I think it was Blackbird, and I didn't I know the record. I don't have a copy of it, but I didn't realize how influential and how breakout that record was. It was basically like because he was singing on it, and his style was like very, I don't know, like funk and different. And they were saying like he got a lot of criticism from the critics then because it was so different than his earlier stuff. And the critics just want the same old stuff, and he was just not interested in doing that. And then they were talking about how he then moved into, I think he taught at New School in New York.
Mm-hmm.
No, he taught at Howard University.
Okay.
And then there was a group called Donald Byrd and the Blackbirds, and and the Blackbirds. I mean, they were when I was really young, so that tells you how far this goes back. They were like they were ubiquitous. I mean, that whole Donald Byrd and the Blackbird sound just, and the whole Mizell Brothers sound was just that was what you heard. There used to be this radio station in New York, WRVR, and they sort of like called them the progressive jazz, and they play some of everything, but they would play Donald Byrd and the Blackbirds. They were just everyone, even people that didn't really, it's like people that weren't necessarily in the hardcore jazz dug Donald Byrd and the Blackbirds. Mm-hmm. That was just, it was hip. It was hip. So,
Was it the same crowd that liked like Stanley Turrentine's later stuff too?
Some of them, but not as much. Stanley Turrentine was a sort of a different. Yes and no. Stanley Turrentine always kept some of his people that came with him from Blue Note. Stanley Turrentine kept the people that loved him throughout the end. They stayed with Turrentine, throughout whatever, Blue Note, CTI, back to Blue Note. They stayed with Stanley Turrentine. He was their guy. I would talk to like some of the older guys, and they didn't listen. They never really got into like Coltrane and all this stuff. But Stanley Turrentine was their guy, and it didn't matter what label he was on, what he was recording. They just, he resonated with those guys.
Yeah, I think he's one of those crossover artists that like. He's got a good sound and people really dig it. Like, because he's so good on, from hip hop to funk to the hard bop that he was doing in the beginning.
Stanley Turrentine was the guy that his sound communicated to people that like, all right, here it is. You've been working like all week. You get off from work, you go to your local bar and grill. And they're playing like the one old guy I knew. He never called him like Stanley or Stanley Turrentine. He just called him T. Yeah. They're playing T, and you're drinking your Doers or your what is it, Cuddy Shark or whatever. Yeah. That's the music for those guys. Yeah. It's you're talking shit with people, and the music is in the background. Even Felipe posted "Don't mess with Mr. T."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That car. Mm-hmm. That is a Cadillac. Yeah. That is. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a Fleetwood or a Coupe de Ville. But that is the car of the people that listen to Stanley Turrentine. The guys that worked in New York, that worked in like civil service. They drove back when driving a bus for New York City Transit Authority was a really good job. Was your way to work your way up into the next level. Yeah. Those are the people that listen to Stanley Turrentine.
Yeah, and Mike, now that you mentioned this, I was thinking one of the most desired Blue Note records, OGs, and not only Blue Note, but Music Matters, anything, is some of the least praised artists. Turrentine and the Blue Hour.
Blue Hour, yeah.
Those are one of the best and most desirable and rarest and expensive Blue Note records.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the Music Matters is out of control expensive now.
Oh, yeah, and it's phenomenal record.
I like him and his brother on.
Tommy Turrentine's really underrated.
He played. They were both on the. What is it? Yeah, Horace Parlin. Speaking the Truth or something. Speaking My Truth.
Yeah, there's a tone poet
on the spur of the moment.
On the spur. Thank you.
Of the moment. Yeah. Tommy Turrentine's got a great record on Time too. That's kick butt. Anyway, I got some more. Yeah. So I also picked up.
Okay.
I have this one.
I love it.
I think this might have been the copy. I think I may have bought the copy I sold a few years ago. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same one. Because at one point I was kind of selling a bunch of my twofers. I don't know why. But this one and Jackknife are
Yeah.
are both great.
Yes.
And so I
Both
was
have
really
the same
happy.
cover.
I got it for $10 and it's super clean.
Yeah. Both. Those are
The
amazing.
covers are
Both
almost
those
identical. They're like,
Yeah.
anyway, I was glad. I think that found its way back to my house.
Yes.
$5. Yes. Killer. So Sonny Chris, alto, obviously Ray Crawford guitar, Dolo Coker piano, Larry Gales drums, and Jimmy Smith plays drums on the track. But what a great, like, just easygoing hard bop record that's just fun. Just like, you want fun music, I'd like to go to a bar playing that, you know.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with any of that Sonny Chris from late '60s until he.
It's hard not to. It's just easy to like. It's just put it on, and you're like, oh, it feels good. This is pretty cool. It's definitely different than what I thought it was going to be. It's heavy on guitar, like super heavy on guitar.
Who's playing guitar?
I think it's Eric Gale. Let me check. I want to say that, but might be. Shoot. Yeah, Eric Gale guitar. Ray Nance violin. Chico Hamilton drums. Steve Potts alto sax. I don't know Steve Potts.
Yeah, Steve Potts. He did a lot of stuff with Steve Lacy. Actually, I have a lot of recordings.
Anyway, it's definitely it's a lot of guitar, a lot of Latin percussion mixed in with obviously Chico's drums, which it's a lot of drums and guitar is what you got in here. But it's pretty cool.
And that's on
but it doesn't
Solid
sound like
State?
the Impulse stuff at all. It's I think it's early 70s Solid State. This is kind of cool.
Juju.
Really inexpensive. It's a double record from Strut. And it's 2 records. I think it's pretty much like sort of like a selective from all their albums. So you got Oneness of Juju and Plunky records. So, funky spiritual jazz from the early 70s.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. The sound is decent. I think this was $19 brand new for 2 records. Pretty reasonable for the price. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Brandon, can you say that now that you have an original Juju?
Huh?
Can you say now that you have an OG Juju?
I have an OG.
Hey, by the way, Felipe, I'm not offended by that.
Yeah.
What happened to Mazzy?
Yeah, we need Mazzy for the Juju jokes.
Yeah,
Mazzy left.
You can only do a singular Jew, Felipe.
Anyway,
that sounds good. That looks good.
This sounds great. I did. I think it was $8. This record is killer.
I've seen a lot of solo records of him.
Yeah, Rob sent me one. You sent me one.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michael Brecker's sort of the main guy on this. Like, it's a lot of sax or a lot of, What is he playing? Yeah. So Michael's playing a lot of tenor on this one. It's pretty cool.
It's got a great line.
There's good. George Mraz is really good on it too.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a surprise, and I really dig it. Did I show you guys this one?
No, but I love that record.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. This is another bargain. And it was still in the shrink, so.
I have. Wait, is it the second one they did that has 2 different covers? Because I have
I don't
both.
think so. I think this was the only one.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the other one was like
Going Home is the first track, and that's kind of one of his famous ones. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Obviously, it's just Art Pepper and George Cables. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nobody else on it.
Wow.
This is kind of cool. I have it on CD.
Oh, yeah.
I do too.
Quartet. It's Kronos Quartet and Ron Carter.
Yeah. And the other one they did, the Bill Evans one, is really good too.
Oh, I don't know. I remember them. I remember seeing the Kronos Quartet when they were doing that. And they did some of that, and then they did some of their more classical bass or modern classical bass stuff. This is pretty cool. This was So this is Chico Buarque, Brazilian.
Oh, yeah.
This record's killer, and it was a killer deal, and it's like perfect. Old, nice
That's
old
what-
Phillips.
I think it's late 70s, right, Brandon?
Yeah, I want to say
Yeah,
like
late 79.
76.
Yeah.
The vinyl is slightly thicker. It's the
Adiola, right?
Arita.
Yeah, Adiola, yeah. So Adiola was a subsidiary of BMG.
But
Yeah,
I was pretty stoked to get that.
that's nice.
And I'm getting out of the jazz sort of. And the last thing I got, just a quick mention, this is the new PJ Harvey.
Oh, it's already out. I was about to order that.
It's great. It's really beautiful. And she works with John Parrish, who she's done a couple albums with, just her and John Parrish.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds beautiful.
Two records
It's really good.
Yeah, she's kick-ass. She's badass.
Yeah, but this is like her getting back into like doing something a little bit more interesting.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
it's really good. It's got some southern, bluesy folk, like gospel sort of tendencies. It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I like about her music. I mean, I think the Rev might agree. She worked with Steve Albini before Nirvana did, and if you listen to her record, "Rid of Me," in neutral that came after, sounds exactly like that. If you listen to Nirvana record,
well, Albini had done the first two Pixies too.
Yes, exactly.
Before that, in '88 and '87.
Yeah.
And he didn't he do Dry? Wasn't that the one?
Yeah, Dry, yes. Dry was
is the record. That came out in 1990.
So Dry, Rid of Me, yeah. And Bob is right. I mean, I think if you go to Pop Market, her records are really deeply discounted. The reissues that came out, I think a year or two ago.
And those are pretty cheap, but they're good sounding.
Oh yeah, they're great.
I've picked up a couple of those reissues. They're like usually like $20, and it looks like they're on sale for $14.
Yeah, the B-sides, the extras, and everything. Okay, so just go back, Rob.
Yes.
2 new classic reissues were announced today. Yeah, I think they're about to drop lists very soon. Classics, maybe Tom Poets. Plus, Mike made an announcement. He's gonna, have an interview with Kevin Gray. So, what do you think is going to be coming? Not only from Kevin Gray, but classic series in general.
Did you hear about this, Rob?
What are they?
I know about the ones that were dropped today, but I haven't heard anything about what could possibly be coming. What is there rumors?
So no. So basically, Mike did his Thursday video where he just goes his new arrivals, and he said that he announced that he has a interview with Kevin Gray August 6th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So I guess that's 2:30 Pacific, and that there's going to be a special announcement. He didn't say what it was.
Yeah, well,
I have a prediction. Anyway. What do you guys think it is?
I texted Mike with what I thought it was about, and he kind of poo-pooed what I thought it was about.
Is it about
what did you think? What did you think it was?
Okay, well, here's the problem. I don't know if he was playing games. I think I will type in the private comment what I think it is if you just keep it quiet. Because what if it turns out to be what I think it is?
I know. Well, that's why I didn't want to say it either because I don't want to step on.
Yeah.
Here's the typed, but I'll in the private chat I'll tell you what I.
All right.
Let's
see what. Let's see what you. Let's see if we're aligned.
Maybe he was just playing with me. Okay.
You don't think it's just his next record he's putting out that he already talked about on our interview?
Yes. No, that's not what I think it is.
No, not Kevin Gray's next record.
No, I think Mike got tapes.
Oh, interesting. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's Mike's next record.
Is it going to be
here?
Can I make a guess?
Okay, here.
Yeah.
Hold on. My computer's being a little slow.
I'm hoping it's the transition ones, or at least one of them.
No, the transitions are going to be Tom Poets. It's no secret. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm hoping that they come out for next year.
Okay,
Just confirmed it.
That's what I thought it was, but he poo-pooed it.
Okay.
Oh, I kind of thought about that too. I don't think that's going to be the case though.
Yeah.
So the transitions are like years ahead.
Next year, they're going to be next year. At least
they're
one
gonna
of
be
them
next year?
next year. Yeah.
I mean, here's what I would really hope: that they're putting out hard to get records that we can't get. Like, and the glimmer was even though I have it, the Blackstone Legacy. That made me feel so good that they're putting out stuff you just can't get. And and I'm discovering, like, I didn't buy it, but I think tomorrow, if it's still there, I'll buy it. Of Hank Mobley, The Flip. Does anyone know this record?
Yeah, I have it.
It's the one when he went to Europe and recorded it there.
It's got Sonny Sharrock on it.
I didn't notice his name on there. But he is.
I'm pretty sure it does.
So who is issuing that?
Blue Note. It's a legit Blue Note, but it's Hank Mobley for a period went to Europe and recorded with musicians there. I've never seen that record. That's what I'm talking about. There's a kabillion Blue Notes I've never seen. I wish they would just reissue those.
Was that an LT?
There it is. Says Sonny Sharrock on it.
Thought he was. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different. I'm thinking of a different one.
Kenny.
I'm thinking of a Wayne Shorter that has a
Kenny
similar cover.
One of the Kennys is on there. That's the only other name I reckon.
Dizzy Reese.
Yeah.
Slide Hampton. Hank Mobley. Vince Benedetti.
Then I'm wrong.
Albie Coos, and then Albie Kulas on bass, and Philly Joe Jones on drums.
So is it on there too?
Yeah.
So the store I saw it at was charging a little much for it because it's not a really expensive record.
I don't think I paid. I think I got it for like $10.
Yeah, but how long ago did she get it for $10?
I don't know, 6-7 years ago.
Yeah, I think right now, like a VG Plus copy for that should be around $40.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, God.
It's pretty cool, but I wouldn't put. I mean, I could probably put 10 different Blue Note Mobleys I'd put before it.
Yeah.
Well, I never, but it's such a pleasure when they put out a title that we just don't know. But most people don't know that are.
Well,
new.
I mean, I have my list of titles I wish they would do, but
do you want to say them so you're not going to jinx yourself?
Did you all see Ken
No,
McCall's
I mean,
Blackstone Legacy video?
I actually, just like you, I was really stoked that even though I have Blackstone Legacy, I think that's a record everyone should have. So,
Well, the fact that it's right now on Amazon, it's $35 for a double.
I think it's
record.
amazing.
And
Yeah.
what I took away from Ken's video today
Quite a
is
bargain.
that cover is killer. Like it's a tip-on jacket or whatever. It's a real because the cover for the OG sucks. It's not a good cover.
You're gonna set Brandon off talking about tip-on jackets, man.
I'm not.
What?
I'm over it. We won't talk about tip-ons.
All right, I have a few records. Hang
Hang on. I want to talk about a couple things we were talking about. But the Ken video, I couldn't hear what he was saying.
Yeah, it's badly recorded.
Yeah, I had to
I
boost
don't know what
it.
the fuck he said. I noped out after 2 minutes, but I was excited that he got a copy. And then Angelica Beener is Robert Glasper's wife.
Who?
Angelica Beener, the guy, the lady that Mike was talking about.
Yeah, no. Who's what husband?
Robert
is?
Glasper, the pianist.
Oh,
Robert
Jazz.
Glasper.
Okay.
Really? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
When does the Blackstone Legacy isn't out yet, right? It's just pre-order, or is it out?
September something. Second week is September.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I mean,
September 15th.
I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna.
Well,
it sounds like.
Here's the cool thing about if you order from Amazon, it's already at 35. If it drops lower in the next month, they'll charge you the cheaper price.
Yeah, I mean, but it's
And you
gonna
could
be
always
everywhere.
You could always cancel it too.
It's gonna be everywhere pretty soon.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited that it's coming out, and I bet you it sounds great.
Yeah. But the one thing about like in Ken's review or whatever, and I don't know. I guess I can see where people go with this. They always say that Blackstone Legacy is sort of like there's that avant-garde element to it, and I get what they're saying, and I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at it from I guess, a different perspective, because that album was so influential on like musicians, like as you say, like Branford Marsalis' generation, where they came up with this whole term or this whole style of playing, what they call burnout.
Absolutely, Mike. I think you're absolutely correct.
And that's it's I don't necessarily think it's avant-garde. I think it's just you're pushing it to the limit.
Yes.
And but you're playing in a sort of straight ahead vein, but you're just pushing it right up to the edge. And then and Woody Shaw was that type of player where no matter how hard or fast he played, he was very articulate in his playing. It was never like you never got that sense that he was losing control, or his notes were always it was just so crystal clear in his playing. He was just so articulate. So when people say it's avant-garde, I see what you're saying, but
yeah,
I kind of, after I listened to it for the first time, the only thing I could come up with was it was Bitches Brew, like sort of to that, because it's a 2 LP experience. You go listen to the whole thing, and
exactly. Yeah.
I just thought of it as a real, just hard.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
don't
all-out
get the
session.
Bitches Brew thing either. I don't get the Bitches Brew thing.
That's the way it came off to me. But just you can't stop listening to it. It's not like
think they're just going off. They're just playing hard.
Right. That's what I mean.
Really hard.
That's where that term, younger musicians in the '80s came up with that term burnout. They're playing so hard, and they're not backing off until you got.
Exactly.
You listen to some of the Branford stuff. You listen to Kenny Garrett. You listen to Kenny Garrett's songbook.
Oh yeah.
That is that is burnout to the max.
Yeah.
It is burnout to the max. You listen to Kenny Garrett from that, the 90s and stuff like that is, and Kenny Garrett played with Woody Shaw, and Woody Shaw is on Kenny Garrett's Crisscross recording. So
Yeah.
They're just playing as hard as they can possibly play.
Exactly. They push the boundaries, but they did not do anything like out of the ordinary or crazy or anything.
Well, I mean, they're dealing with like more key signatures than Hard Bop had, and it's just kind of like the next level.
Yeah, it leaves a mark for sure.
It's just really good.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Just one of my favorite record sessions. So I'm excited that it's going to be out there for everybody.
Well, and also it's just amazing that why why the hell did it take somebody so long to say?
Why is there no reissues of it?
Yeah.
Why is there not a Japanese reissue even? Like that's what I can't figure out.
I want to get back on the subject of what would be a good, and I hate this term so much, outside the box of a title for classics to do.
Well, it depends. Like for classics or for
class. Well, that's the next list that they're going to announce, not the Tompo.
Yeah. What were the two that they announced today?
Just it can be anything. Right?
Blowing horse silver, blowing something. And then there was the Jimmy Smith.
Blowing the Blues Away.
Which I tried to get a classic records version the other night. And then the Jimmy Smith, Felipe said it.
You tried to get it the other night, or were you not able to smother the owner, or what?
I'm gonna smother you. No, it was like on a website that they dropped a certain amount at a certain time, and I put it in my cart, and someone got it before me. So
midnight special. I think there are some artists, Rob, like Dizzy Reese. There's many Dizzy Reese, more Oris Byron.
How many Blue Notes did Dizzy Reese do?
So there's something off.
Yeah, because the other one that Chad did, and it was the Music Matters too, right?
No, Sounding Off was not a Music Matters, just Starbright.
Starbright's great.
He did. What are they?
So Starbright was on the classic now, and it was Music Matters. But Sounding Off was a classic records, and it was a chat. It was not a Music Matters.
Oh, they should do Sounding Off.
So Sounding Off is really good.
And then there's the other one.
You know, I
Starbright.
would like for a classic to do some of those great 80,
Yeah.
the later Blue Note stuff before Don took over. There's so many great. I know they're not going to do another Lovano title, but they missed the best Lovano title, which they should have done, which is From the Soul, which has Dave Holland, Ed Blackwell, and Michelle Petriani. That is a freaking classic, and that's what they should have done before they did any of the Lovano titles. But they missed it, and they're not. So I don't see it coming out anytime soon. But that is a freaking classic.
Yeah. So out of all these heavy hitter titles, that it really needs to come out as a classic, Mode for Joe, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yes.
Mode for Joe.
They haven't
Mode
done
for
all
Joe.
the Joe Hendersons yet.
No, they just did.
I think that's the last one.
I haven't really paid that much attention.
Oh, they haven't done.
classics.
They did our thing on Music Matters, but that's not available.
No, Music Matters has a bunch of Joe Hendersons. That's why they're going to be classics.
Yeah, for sure.
Did they do Mode for Joe?
Oh yeah.
I think they did all the Joe Hendersons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
But
so it's going to be a classic. I think Mode for Joe. Why not?
this one is pretty cool. This Dizzy Reese is actually really good.
Yeah.
That looks
And
cool.
it's
What's that on?
Huh?
That's Blue Note.
Oh,
And this was never done by either of them.
No, it's just really hard to find.
So this is a Japanese pressing, and then there's the original pressing. That was it. But it's got Donna Bird, Tubby
Is your
Hayes,
dog eating a burglar?
Lloyd Thompson, and Art Taylor.
And
I
it's
have
funny.
this,
And I said this before. All they have to do, and it can be really lazy with those guys. They just need to look at what they did with like the Connoisseur series, because they did. I want to say it was a Connoisseur series, or maybe it was an RVG, but they did Blues and Trinity back in. I have that on CD. I don't know which series it was, but they did that already. It's not. Sometimes they don't even have to think. They just go, okay, what we did with these, and everybody wanted them then. It goes to follow.
So I got a couple suggestions here that people drew over all his records. This could be Tone Poets because they haven't been anywhere so soon. This guy here.
Oh yeah,
That's volume 2. That's it's really hard to see. And his last one.
That's a double album, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one to do, Tone Poet.
Right. And some here for classics because they have been Music Matters, and I think they would sell like hotcakes. Don't catch.
Yeah.
Which is an LT.
I think I have the. What was the other series, Mike? Not the Connoisseur series.
LT.
Is that other early
DMM
2000 series?
They did Connoisseur and they did RVG.
No, there's Mike Jasmine, I thought, told me once.
Yeah, it's the series of your Blue Train that you have.
No, it's there was not Connoisseur. It was like a 2009 series, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
I know which one you're talking about. The one, it might be the one that Joe Harley did.
Yeah, let me pull my Tomcat out.
Gosh.
Yeah. So just
hold on.
Just wrapping up here. Some that are, this guy here, Music Matters, but needs to be reissued.
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Another Music Matters needs to be reissued. This guy here.
Yep.
And last one, Volume 3.
Yeah, well, they gotta stretch those up for like 5 years, right? So they don't run out of Lee Morgan shit to put out.
Yeah, I mean, and people are crazy about Lee Morgan. I mean, if they got like a record like Lee Morgan farting, people crazy about it. It's really good, right?
Yep.
Well, now that you mentioned, because I've been saying Tomcat for a while, and that was a
Tomcat is good.
Japanese reissue, but there's also
There's an
a
LT.
Japanese only was the Blue Mitchell Step Lightly,
Yeah.
and I wish they'd do that one
Yeah,
as a tone poet.
yeah.
Like the one the well, actually, they say some of them were done in the 2000s, but there was the XRCD Blue Notes that were done by Joe Harley. Like I have the Tina Brooks Back to the Track, and I have a whole number of them, but those were done by Joe Harley. I think I even have, I don't know if it's Candy or Dan Tomcat. I might have also that that was done. And it comes out sort of that whole thing with the photos and all that, and it's really good.
Was that records or CDs, Mike?
These are CDs. It was done.
Those Japanese ones?
No, is it Japanese? Maybe it's Audio Wave Blue Note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so those are CDs, yes.
Yeah, those are CDs, and they're really good. I know even I have the Hank Mobley from that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice no booklet and everything. Like I said, it has the photos that just like Tone Poet and Music Matters. And it was Joe Harley, and I think a lot of them were Adam or Alan Yoshida.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was the idea. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like Music Matters up their free shipping to $200.
Good.
Well, that's only one record now, right?
Pretty much.
Well, the record I wish that they would do a classic series
I'm joking.
is Bird in Hand with Donald Byrd,
Yeah.
Charlie Rouse, Pepper Adams, Walter Davis Jr., Sam Jones, Art Taylor. They do a really, I think they do.
Right?
That record kicks butt.
Oh yeah.
It's not on Music Matters. It's sold out.
Really?
Yeah.
It used to be available not too long ago.
Yeah, I was looking to get it when it was $125, and now it's out. But I think there's a couple copies on Discog still for around that price. I was going to show this. This is a Clifford Jordan on Muse.
I wanted to hear what you thought.
And Dizzy Reese is on this.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Dizzy Reese records are kind of hard. I don't like. Did he record that much?
I have a white label promo of that.
Dude, the Dizzy Reese on Beehive is kick ass.
Yeah,
I think he passed away pretty young.
Who?
Reese, yes.
Dizzy Reese?
No, he's still alive. He's still alive.
Yeah, he was recording because the what's the names? Yeah, back.
All right,
in
I'll take
He
it back.
wasn't who cursed him.
I think you're thinking of Mason Reese, but he's still alive too.
Wow. So he as leader. He only.
I think I'm thinking of some other Reese.
Mason Reese.
I think of
Reese from Malcolm in the Middle. He's still alive.
Oh,
so he had a good amount. I mean, he had about like 12 lead records.
Oh no, you're right.
No,
there's a Dizzy Reese from the 70s that I have, so never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Felipe, you have Asia Minor, right?
Yes.
I want that record. That's an awesome ass record.
I bought from Brandon actually.
Yeah, because I got a cleaner copy.
Yeah, but
this is the Tomcat I have, different cover.
Yeah, that's the one I have. And then there's also the similar time as King did that Blue Mitchell.
This came out 2006.
Oh, okay. Well, is that the Scorpio?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's the Japanese cover, though, Rob.
Yeah, because it came out as one of those 1980 ugly cover ones.
What?
It came out. Yeah.
Oh, the LG.
That one wasn't an LT though. It was a Japanese only.
There's a cover, the LT cover. Go. I just looked at it just now. Okay. I'll pull it up and show you here.
Oh, what about Flight to Jordan?
I would love that.
Music
it's
Matters
okay,
did
yeah.
it.
No, AP45.
That has Dizzy Reese
Oh well,
Yeah,
that record's
I know.
fantastic.
It's
and Stanley Turrentine.
45.
So that wasn't Music Mattered.
No, there's a Chad 45. I have it.
Oh, then that should be a Tone Poet for sure.
That
Here,
should be.
let me.
Jesus.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
It came out.
Okay.
Look, that's one.
Oh, that's hard. Oh, that is so disgusting.
It's probably better than most of those covers, though.
Oh no, that's like one of.
No, that's terrible. Oh my god.
Yeah, at least it's got a cat.
Oh my
They're
god.
so insanely bad.
That's
Like
ridiculous.
you couldn't have a worse cover if you tried.
It's like Felix, like a bad version of Felix the cat.
If we ever get to talk to Kiskuna, we should ask him why those covers.
So Clifford Jordan has a milestone.
This is the
record.
original Japan one
Okay.
from the 80s.
So what is so originally that was an LT and then Japanese made their own cover?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
The Japanese made better covers. for
They did
all
that
of
with
those.
Step Lightly too. Step Lightly has a cool Japanese cover.
Yeah.
That's
And so
what I
does
said.
Sonny Clark, My
Yeah.
Conception.
I mean, this Scorpio is not cheap.
Yeah. So let's make it better now, okay? Fly to Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
so
that was the Music Matters, right?
No, that's Chad's. 45.
Put that out.
They
There's
can
not
tell-
enough Duke Jordan, man.
Tone
Yeah,
Poet. Tone Poet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It's
great.
returns to our Taylor, and there's another Chad record that I just pulled, which I think is good. It deserves this guy here.
Yeah.
Mm.
But that was wasn't that a Music Matters?
No, it's AP45 too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
Thank
should be
you.
done too. Don't you guys have a direct line to
I wish.
Joe?
That's also on a
Get a list
That's
that's like 10 years long.
No,
But
no.
that's another thing, that's another thing that they, in the, I'm going to say the 2000s, they did that on CD. They were like, it's connoisseurs
Mhm.
or I don't know if it's connoisseur
Yeah,
or RBG, but they did it on CD. It, like I said, it's not like these guys have to think really hard.
Well, Joe
Hey.
Harley does, I think,
Yeah.
more than the classic series.
Hey, Brandon,
But
this
also
is a
putting out
secret.
50 records a year, man. Like,
What?
they're putting out a bunch of shit.
This is a secret, Brandon, that the Jazz Bums don't tell people.
Don't
Each
tell us
one of
that.
them have to take turns in the middle of the night once a week, call Joe and just hang up.
Yeah, that's true.
So here's another. This is Chad also.
No heavy
45.
breathing or anything?
No, not even heavy breathing. That's the agreement.
Straight up.
Because you
hang
can tell it's Chris when there's heavy breathing.
Yeah.
So here's another Chad 45 that deserves a reissue. This guy here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
but that's
I-
part of the Freddie Hubbard twofer from the Jazz reissue series, because that's how I have that.
I don't know. This is a double 45.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. I have that. I have the same one, the AP.
Yeah.
isn't Jimmy Heath's on that. That's cool.
Yeah, Jimmy Heath, Julian Priester, Cedar Walton, Larry Ridley, and Philly
Yeah,
Jones.
that's a cool
It's a
cool
really
lineup.
good record. Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that record a lot. That was my favorite Hubbard for a while.
This is a really good one. It's not hard to find. Not easy to find. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I got mine like right before they like ran out or whatever.
Well, it's easy. That twofer is easy to find.
Yeah.
That twofer is easy to find.
I said that.
You said
Did
like
you
four-
say that twofer was easy to find?
No, you said that.
Nobody cares about the twofers.
Oh,
That
I don't think that
John-
twofer is easy to find. I think it's
Is there a twofer that's hard to find?
Right here. This is it
Yeah,
that has that same record.
the Andrew Hill's hard to find.
I've found 2 copies of it. Yeah, but it goes for good. This is easy to find, and that has the record on this. So what's the that record? And then he did one with Wayne Shorter, Cedar Walton, Reggie Workman, and Philly Joe Jones. Is the other one on here?
That's just factually inaccurate, man.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing to say.
Twofer suck. How dare you?
Well,
Yeah.
this is a cheap
You
way
put
to
your
get
Bob's Gold to the twofer, man.
expensive records, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
They should do a twofer reissue series.
Hey, this twofer is so good.
They should reissue that.
Yeah, even if only smart people own it. Here.
This twofer would be the greatest tone poet ever.
Mhm.
It would be.
Yeah. Hmm.
That might be my favorite Andrew Hill.
Mm.
It's that good.
Okay.
It's 3 different sessions, though.
We already saw it, Rob.
But
I'm
the
just
Joe
saying.
Henderson session is the
Listen,
best.
heavy breathing, Chris.
Heavy breathing, Chris. What the fuck? You want to see how much records I listened to this week?
Yeah.
Enough to make you breathe heavy.
Yeah, these are some heavy breathers.
As long as you show the art farmer.
Yeah, that's the first one, bro. So Josh D's not here, I don't think, but if there's a record that everyone should buy tonight, it's this one.
By trust, there's only 33 copies left.
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, it's fucking great. It's on Contemporary. It's 86 or 87, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Cliff Jordan? Is that
Yeah.
Cliff Jordan?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show
Who
you.
else is on that?
Kenny
So,
Burrell,
Art Farmer, Kenny Burrell, Cliff Jordan,
James Williams,
What's the meaning?
Reed.
Marvin.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
What's the meaning of the title? Why is it PhD?
He's
That
got a
means
PhD in
Doctor of
jazz.
Philosophy.
Yeah. Or Doctor of Jazz.
Yeah. He's a Doctor of Jazz. This is a cool picture.
Looks like they took that at Princeton.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie's like holding on to his horn. Not Freddie, Art Farmer, sorry. Anyway, yeah, no, the music on this is amazing, and it sounds really good. It's the 80s contemporaries are awesome.
Those three that he did for Contemporary are really good, and they're all produced by Helen Kane.
Yep.
She had to be a fucking monster. I mean, you go back to all of the albums during that period of time that she produced, and they're all excellent.
Well, all the Evans shit she did. I mean, she kept that mood going,
Hey, Carl. One thing. I'm sorry, Chris. Carl, that Elvin Jones is very good. If you see it, get it. The Elvin Jones twofer. It's really good. Sorry.
What's in the twofer?
This is amazing.
What's in the Elvin Jones twofer, Rob?
What?
What's in the
I got
twofer?
it right here.
Coalition.
Chris,
Go ahead, Chris.
That's what's on my record. Anyway, this one's great. This is a 70s two.
Ike Quebec.
All those Savoy session things are. I don't say all of them.
So Ike played
none
on
of them are really good.
Am I a moron? Ike Quebec played for Savoy then?
He played in another. He was probably in a band that was like
Quebec was
40s,
he played like early. He played in the 40s.
Yeah, this is all 40s shit.
I know, but did he have any lead records on Savoy?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's,
I can't. Most of these shit weren't records. These were all singles, man, because they were on 78s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I have
all these guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Because Mosaic did a box set of Ike Quebec and John Hardy also that I have.
Yeah.
That's really good.
This
How's
is
that
cheap.
sound,
I got this on sale for like $4. It's 2
How's it
LPs. I
sound?
mean, it sounds fine. Some of it sounds really good actually. Some of those like needle drop 78s. If they had a really clean 78, it sound fine. It's not all.
Oh, this next one is awesome. That's one of my favorite records.
Yeah, it's great. So I've been going through all my boxes of shit that I've bought but I've only listened to once, and this is what most of this crap is. I'm trying to listen to it and put it away in my collection. But yeah, this is great. Curtis Fuller Sextet. This is on a kind of a weird. It's Japanese, weird Japanese.
Oh
label.
yeah.
I thought that's like their
really
Columbia
nice.
label.
It sounds good, and the jacket's like a nice, tip on. I mean, it's cool. And
When
then,
did that originally come out?
57.
It's probably. It might be a little later. Let me see.
Later, 60s. I don't know. It doesn't say. But anyway, it's got Curtis Fuller on trombone.
59.
59. I was close. Curtis Fuller, Benny Olson, Thad Jones on trumpet, McCoy Tyner, Jimmy Garrison, Dave Bailey. I mean, it's just a stacked.
Chris, I think Roberto wants to brush her hair tonight.
Yeah. Those Savoy covers that use that surrealist artist, I forgot who it is. Those are all cool. There's like
Well,
a
it looks
Bill,
like Salvador Dali, but it's not Dali, right?
No.
yeah, it's someone else.
Someone
but
doing
it's-
Dali.
It's Samuel Deli.
It's
Let's go next.
it's Sal Dow.
Oh, I haven't listened to this, so I just pulled this up. So
Get that off the screen.
This is fucking great. If y'all like, if anybody likes the box set,
But
it's really good.
But
What?
I have one of the reissues that are like that, and it really does not sound good.
Oh,
How
this
does
one
that
sounds
sound?
amazing. Seriously,
Fight,
this one sounds
fight, fight,
Mm,
fight.
I don't know.
I don't
The
care
one I
what
have
you
is
think about it. It's- I
terrible.
like the record. I'm just showing it. You don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That green brings out your eyes.
Is it 180 grams?
no, it's probably about 140, maybe 120. But anyway, it's. They recorded this like a year or two before all the cooking or not the cook, whatever they are. You know, the box set records that came out.
It's
Cookbook,
a
yeah.
it's a known fact that
58.
those covers are printed on recyclable album covers.
There's no doubt, dude. But this is like a $4 record, so you know it's great. I'll listen to this one again. We talked about
That's
this
a good
before.
one. That is a good one.
Great fucking record. On Muse. What was this, 86 or something?
Yeah.
Maybe later than that. I don't know, but yeah.
That's on the Cape Town Ambush or something like that on there. It's awesome. Yeah.
Buster Williams, Gary Bartz. I mean, really cool one.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Japanese too that I've just got at a store once. This is like Bud Powell 57 on Verve. It's really good. It's got Round Midnight on it and some other like stuff you would
He
know.
played that a lot.
Yeah. And so, but it doesn't sound the best, but anyway, it's cool.
Is that a fake stereo or is that mono?
Well, I think
or
it's
stereo.
Go to. It's mono.
Oh, nice.
Then these two I've just listened to all the time. I don't think I'm gonna be able to put these away. This is Pharaoh's records, but
That's cool.
they're fucking awesome. Felipe bought this one in the basement. Everyone should buy these records. I'm not showing them a bunch, but they're so badass.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the guys that started this band and went on to make create Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I avoided mine, Chris. This is so good.
Listen to this again, of course.
Nice.
Sure.
And then I have another file. Okay. I got this one. RSP. What?
So this is for Roberto. Which shampoo did you use tonight?
Which what?
Shampoo.
Roberto is asking which shampoo you using tonight.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, actually, it's okay. No, I'm going to talk about that. I'm talking about my shampoo. It's fancy shampoo I use.
That's Roberto.
It's Thundercat.
Oh, that's so good. Yes.
You would think that Chris uses some highfalutin shampoo, but he uses the baby shampoo because he just gets no tears.
Yeah, I don't want to get that. So this was an RSD from like 2 years ago. It's really good. I'd never opened it up. It's kind of warped to shit, but it plays fine. It sounds good. So it's kind of like a jazzy, electronic, hip hop sound and stuff. Really good. But this is a good lesson for everyone. Record store day records. If you don't think they're going to be super popular, don't buy them, because a year later you'll be able to buy them for $15 on Discogs. This is one of those. This is like $15 now. I paid $40 for it. Fucking record store.
That
Very good
shopping
advice.
brought to you by Herbal Essences.
Well, you know what? I splurged for that Dolphy that came out of Record Store Day.
That's different. That's different.
They're like 50 copies on Discogs now.
I'm sure, but those will get sold. I mean, that's slightly.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that it wasn't. There was no urgency for me to get.
Did you
them.
overpay for it though?
Well,
Did you pay more than retail for it?
I paid $10 more than retail.
But how much is it going for on the disco?
$75.
Let me see.
All right, you do that. I'm going to show more records. So I showed this from before, but I'm going to listen to it again. Really good.
Oh, that's
Nice hit. Steve Keem on Progressive. Really cool record.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the Benny Wallace again before I put it away. This is a really good record. It's got Stevie Ray Vaughan on it.
There are 43 copies, and the cheapest one is. Sorry. It's $58.
All right, go buy 2 of them.
Yeah. I'll listen to this again before I put it away. This is really
That's
good.
great. Yeah, it's great.
It's probably my favorite Arista Freedom record. I only have like.
I think I
5 or 6.
paid like $20 for that, which is like pretty expensive for an Arista Freedom.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
paid about
but-
15 for it.
That record gets 20 to 30, even the Arista.
Yeah, it's really
I
good.
listened to this week. I know it's not jazz, but
Cool.
it's label Warner. Sounds really good.
Oh, don't even show me that. I hate you.
Well, I thought you wanted in Japan more than this.
I want both of them.
I got them both from Bananas Records, man, in Florida.
I know.
Does it make you
I
go
should've
bananas?
freaking-
They were in Mike's cart.
They
All
were.
right, well, I need to show some freaking records, so hurry it up because
Oh my gosh, that's it.
We have time. It's only hour 3, bro. Yeah, the Joe Harley.
Oh, that's a
Calm
good
down,
idea.
man. I have a
I
copy.
gotta take these damn dogs out. So
I have a copy.
That is a
Are
great
you the
record.
dogs that are going crazy?
yes,
Yeah.
they are.
Mine's
I have
stopped.
Finally, calm down.
album.
This is a $4 record everywhere.
It's a $1 record.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
that's a two bucker.
Yeah, pretty much. I paid $2 for it. But Stanley Jordan, I mean, it's actually a pretty good record. I haven't bought it because it looks so cheesy, but I finally picked up a copy.
What do you think of it?
I actually like it. He plays guitar with both hands, just his fingers. So
Yes, Stanley
it's really,
Jordan,
really crazy.
So when
'cause
did
he's a
it sounds-
crazy
yeah,
virtuoso.
it sounds
yeah.
like a bass guitar and a guitar playing at the same time, or 2 different guitars playing at the same time. It's really cool.
when did that come out? Because wasn't there like a period where like there was
86.
kind of a gap? There was like a gap between when Blue Note kind
That
of.
was sort of, I want to say 84, 85 maybe.
Yeah.
So that's like
That was sort of the relaunch of Blue Note.
Yeah,
also-
mid-80s, right?
They also did the Grover Washington, Kenny Burrell.
Oh, that
Yeah, and
record's
they did
so-
Bobby
They have-
McFerrin. Bobby
They have the
McFerrin
same
came out.
cover as the same cover like the Stanley Jordan.
oh, I have that.
I think Bobby McFerrin is on that record. Bobby McFerrin was on every fucking Blue Note back then, it seemed like.
Can you sing
that-
that hit song by him?
The Freddie Hubbard, Woody Shaw. I think that's from that time too.
Yeah. This is really good. This is another Record Store Day record from several years ago. I've shown this before, but this is so killer. And OGs of this are like $1,200.
That was cool.
So, yeah, it's really good. I'm almost done, Mike, so you can show records. It was Phil Woods and Gene Quill on RCS from 57 to 58. It's a reissue from Japan, I think. I don't know where I got it from. Yeah. Phil Woods, Gene Quill, and a bunch of guys you never heard of. Well, Dave McKenna on piano, and Shadow Wilson on drums. A couple dudes you heard of. You know, that's it. A bunch of stuff.
Now, can you go back to talking about how you shampoo?
Yeah.
That's
Seaweed.
Roberto, yes. Roberto
So,
wants
Chris,
to know.
when is your next Twitch stream or YouTube stream?
Probably tomorrow. I haven't done it in about a week. I'm going to be gone next weekend, so I won't be on the stream next Friday.
Oh, where are you going?
Colorado.
For
Denver.
a family trip or?
No, I'm going to see some friends of mine up there. A couple of girls I used to work with. And then I'm going to try to hit up some record stores maybe in Denver. I don't know anything.
Where
about
exactly?
Denver.
Are you gonna be near University of Iowa?
I don't know. Is that a big store or something?
That's a guy who has a YouTube channel. Who's been in your street and in the peanut gallery tonight. Jeez whiz, Tim, University of Vinyl.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
I don't know anything about people, man. Or stores. I don't know anything about stores in Denver. I have no clue.
Hey Tim, can you please be very offended?
Don't be offended. I could be a potential customer. So there we go.
Yeah, he's gonna invite you on. I'm sure he'll pop in and invite you to his record.
Twist and Shout and Wax Tracks are pretty good stores in Denver.
Wax Tracks.
There you go.
I wish Wax Tracks was still a label and a store in Chicago.
Yeah.
Anybody
That's
else?
my only police offices.
I just Big Black. I think that's the only thing I have. Who's
All right,
the
I'm
other
gonna jump
band?
in.
Was Jesus Lizard on Wax Tracks? No, they were on SST.
No, a bunch of bands are on Wax Tracks. Ministry, Rolting Cox, all those bands. I mean, all the shit Al Jorgensen did. And, so, and Divine put out records. Divine the Drag Queen put out records on Wax Tracks back in the 80s. All
I
kinds
think
of
I'm going to step out. I want to listen to a record before I can't.
Kind of do too.
All right.
So
All right.
Mel Waldron.
So, Mike, you show some records.
That's
All right, see you
they're
guys.
just screwing.
Show some records, bro.
Oh,
Come on.
No.
All right, hold on. I only
Hurry
have
up,
4
Mike,
records
I
to
gotta go
show.
pee.
I have 4 records I've been
Well,
waiting to show.
make it on the
For
double. I'll leave when
dozens.
you're done.
For
These are my
dozens.
new pickups. I already showed you guys these. It's the Mao and the Thad.
Yeah.
And then I picked up this. So this is the I haven't been picking up that much at all. And I got this after we did the Kevin Gray interview. He recommended this Anthony Wilson No Net Power of 9.
oh.
Right, so I picked this up, and it's cool. It's the music's really nice. Diana Krall is on it on one track. And what's interesting, before getting into the music, there's two discs. One disc is 33, one disc is 45. It's produced by Joe Harley. The executive producer is Yin Tam, which I guess he's the director of Groove, the owner and director of Groove Note, which I don't know too much about Groove Note. I know they're a big label, but I don't have much of their stuff at all. But anyway, so Diana Krall, they got a Anthony Wilson guitar. So Anthony Wilson is who's going to be the lead of the next Coherent Records session. Eva Scow, Adam Scralder, Alan Ferber, Mark Ferber, Matt Otto, Matt Zebley, Gilbert Castellanos, Donald Vega, and Derek Ole Oskawatsits on bass. I probably messed up a bunch of their names, but Diana Krall's on one track, and they put that track on the 33, and then they recut it for 45. So it's kind of a cool record for reference, honestly. I mean, it's a nice record too. I mean, it's really beautiful, but it's got a lot going on. It's pressed at RTI. It's got the big names on the production side. It's got 45, 33. So it's really cool. And I think if you ever do come across it, definitely worth grabbing.
And Anthony Wilson is the son of Gerald Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Now Gerald Wilson, he's on the Kevin record too, right? Isn't it both of them?
Yeah. I don't think he's on it. Is he?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
See, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, and then not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before that, I went to the city. I had to go for work, and I stopped at Jazz Record Center, and that's the day that Mike and I went to the Vanguard
Could
to
you give
see
us more of a backstory, please?
to see Billy Hart. We saw Billy Hart play, which was kind of cool, and they had a Ben Street on bass, and who was the piano player, Mike?
Ethan Iverson, who used to play with the Bad Plus.
Yeah.
Is he related?
And then I can't remember who the tenor was, but
God. But one of my favorite tenor players, Mark Turner.
Mark Turner.
Yeah,
he was. They were all crushing it. It was the first set of their run, so I mean, they're working things out. So that's what that was. But they were. I mean, the crowd was very good. I thought Billy was good on the mic. He was introducing everybody. Great. It was fantastic. It was a great set. And before I hooked up with Mike, I went to Jazz Record Center, and I got this for $25, which is pretty good for this. This is Indian Navigation, Chico Freeman Chico. This is, I think, his first record on Indian Navigation. So on this, you have on side one is just Chico and Cecil McBee, and they play. And so obviously it's tenor and bass, and it's awesome. There's 2 tracks, and this was recorded as part of the AACM. And I wish I had it up here, but it was the American Academy of Creative Music or something. And it was essentially, I guess this is starting when I don't know, I guess academics and jazz were maybe more intersecting, and there were schools of thought that were kind of developed by people that were in both spaces. And this was
a win conversation.
No, I don't think that's the case at all. But anyway, this is. Do you know, Mike? Have you heard of AACM?
Yeah, you know AACM. That's the whole Chicago scene.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Lester Bosley, Henry Threadgill, Anthony Braxton. You name it.
Roscoe Mitchell.
Roscoe Mitchell. Even today.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just started looking into it because they mention it on the back, And so anyway,
And that-
so,
yeah.
sorry, what was that, Felipe?
Just read Henry's book.
I know I need to get his book.
Mhm.
So side one is just the two of them, and then side two is a quartet with Mahal Richard Abrams on piano, Steve McCall drums, and Tito Sampa percussion. So I guess it's a quintet, and then Cecil McBee and Chico Friedman, and that's a live session at I don't know where it's recorded, but anyway, it's really good. I got this for 25. It's creeping up in price. I think 25 was a really good
copy
price for
looks
this.
Perfect.
It's very good. It's really nice. There's a couple labels on Discogs. This is the black label. It is a first pressing. It's perfectly clean, really nice. It's really good. And I would say, like, I don't know. I just feel like I've streamed a lot of the Chico stuff, and this one is, I think it's awesome. I recommend it. It's not like, I feel like it's not like harsh per se. Like it's pretty, I think people will be able to handle the approach that they have on this, but it's good. It's really good. So I got this, and then I went to go see the show at the Vanguard with Mike. This was a big pickup for me. I struggled to decide if I should do it, and I pulled the trigger. I got this from Elm City Sounds in New Haven. This is a OG Strata East Cecil McBee. And it's fantastic. It's so good. The first song is just him on bass, and it's like half the side. I forget how long it is, but actually it says it here. It's I think it's like 14 minutes. No, it's 11 minutes. It's so good. And he just, I can't believe it's just him. Like the sound that he's getting out of his double bass, it sounds like there's two bass players.
It's
double bass, man.
The first time I heard it.
Is that why it's called double bass?
Yeah.
Did you get it for a good price?
I got it for the going price. I'm not going to say how much I paid, but it was
You paid $500 for it.
It was pretty
No.
expensive. Pretty expensive.
Not that much.
But the thing is, for the price, it was still in my budget, and I just feel like I regret not getting it. I feel like these are probably going to go up in price, and I'll never be able to get it. So
yeah,
even though it was a little outside of my comfort zone, I felt like I do want a couple original Strata East, and this is my third original Strata East, and I'm good. If I don't get any more originals, I'm fine. I mean, I'm just happy to have the few that I have because they're just so expensive now.
Yeah, and they're going up.
And then this one I got because I was so jealous of Chris 2 weeks ago that I scoured the internet. I found this for a very good price. It was listed VG. The cover's definitely VG. It plays VG, I guess. I mean, it's very listenable condition. But this one has been on my turntable a lot, and I haven't showed anybody yet because I wanted to show it on the stream. But I picked up a bam!
Wow.
Nice.
Milestone Joe Henderson, and this has Woody Shaw on it. And this is a great one. If I was just to get one, I'm so happy this is it. This one's fantastic. And I have that Elvin Jones Lighthouse coming in. That's, I'll show that next week. This is recorded at the Lighthouse, and I have the Lee Morgan twofer at the Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's nice to also get, because all of those are recorded within a couple of years of each other, and that was a great venue to record. I mean, everything I've heard from the Lighthouse sounds awesome, at least from this period. I know that it dates back pretty early, but really great stuff, and it's such a great record. I mean, as much as I like I was listening to the Thad Jones a lot and this a lot, and both of them are so good. But this one, I feel like
Which one sounds better?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like people should get that Thad Jones. I feel like they're going to be deterred because it doesn't sound good or whatever, but it sounds good enough. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But the music, I love his tone. He's just
I've streamed that record like 4 times this week.
It's great. It's a really great record. And maybe the Magnificent Thad Jones is I listened to that as well this week because I was just listening to my Thad Jones stuff. And I have the Music Matters, and that does sound like incredible. But I don't know. I feel like that's an example of like sometimes you just want to get great musicians in your catalog, and that is just not the best recorded record.
Right.
So you
more than sometimes.
you just got to deal with it. You know, I mean, it's really not like that big of a deal to deal. It's not like it's like a Charlie Parker recorded in the second stall.
Oh God, don't get me. I
It's
love.
not even. Okay,
I think
I'm
more
sorry.
people should listen to Charlie Parker recorded in the second stall of the freaking.
Fine. Well, they should.
Hang on. Do you have that Happy Bird? You ever heard Happy Bird on Charlie Parker Records?
No.
It's just
No, I don't
like a bunch of live tunes he did from God knows when, right? It was released in the 50s. It's like a $3 record, and it's fucking great. I mean,
so
I'm gonna get more Charlie Parker early stuff.
I mean, I have some stuff that was gosh, I don't even, and this is on CDs, but they did a whole series of they call like birdology, and it was, just all Charlie Parker stuff. And it's like on one of my favorite ones. There's this great interview with Paul Desmond and Charlie Parker. And the recordings, the music, it's not, it's far from great, but it's but the playing is magnificent, and you get like great interviews like that one with Paul Desmond.
Oh yeah.
And also because I didn't get as much stuff like that was pretty like those 6 records I got over the past 2 weeks. So I really been diving into my catalog. I've been cleaning a lot of records, and I'm trying to think what I was listening to this week. I can't remember, but I don't know. I had really good listening sessions this past week, just like diving into my other stuff. I'm trying to see. I usually post on Instagram what I was listening to. I listened to Red Clay today. I want to revisit that again.
Yeah, I have to pull that
basically
out.
because Bob Bradley has like opened up the CTI thing, and I feel like I want to look into the couple.
I want to listen to all my CT. Maybe I'll start.
No matter me and Chris talking about CTI for like 3 years.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not really. I'm not really trying to collect CTI.
Well, you used to not like the blues either, so
Oh damn!
What? I mean, I'm still not a huge blues fan, so I don't know what to tell you.
What do you mean? I that's always sort of puzzles me when you say you really don't like the blues. I mean,
no, it's not. I actually never said that. I don't like funk.
Oh, you used to say you don't like bluesy jazz. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you did. You said
what I meant. Yes, fair enough. But I think what I was trying to say is like the funk stuff.
Oh,
okay, because I was like. I was thinking I would listen and say, "Oh, he liked that recording, but he doesn't like the blues." What? It always sort of baffled me.
Yeah, but on that regard, I think like late '60s and the '70s when everything became like more electric and funk and they were actually, even jazz musicians, they stopped playing for the what audiences. They were just playing the roots, and that's what the roots. They were just playing whatever they wanted. They wanted to connect, and that's actually what they were about.
Well, that's why you don't like CTI. I think Levin's correct. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
right. Well, I'm just saying because Bob Bradley's mentioned it. I just want to listen to it again. That's all I'm saying.
That's a great record.
That's
cool. I love that record.
Yeah,
Red Clay.
Red Clay.
I'm actually when I got that I was really disappointed in it.
Which one?
I didn't like Concerto either. Red Clay, Freddie Hubbard, Red Clay.
I have to revisit it. It never did it. For me either. But I like a lot of other CTI. I don't know. I need to revisit Red Clay. I
like Skydive better. It's the best. I think it's the best Freddie Hubbard record on.
Which one?
I think maybe
Skydive.
Yeah,
Skydive.
I think maybe just my first introductions to CTI just weren't so great because I didn't like that and I didn't like Concerto, and then I was just like, I'm done with CTI because people said those were the 2 best CTIs there are.
Well, the Concerto is what the
Jim Hall.
Yeah, I don't like them.
All right, well then there you go. So,
but that's Chet Baker.
I'm not crazy.
But
you know me and Chet Baker or something.
Yeah, but you don't diss a whole catalog. Just saying, I don't like. I'm not listening to the 1500 series because I didn't like Donald Byrd in the '70s.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not going to listen to the 1500 series because I don't like the label.
Yeah, I know, but I guess what I'm saying is like, it's not. I mean, I guess I am dissing the whole label. It's just, to me, it's like there's other labels that I know that I like that I could just collect instead. It's not, I only have, it's a zero-sum game. Like I only have so much time. So like,
Right.
Yeah.
so like I didn't focus on CTI, so I focused on Riverside, and that was fine for me.
I'll say this about CTI: what they do that really well.
Yeah.
And the records are dirt cheap. So
And
they're getting more expensive, man, but not much more.
And with me, there are certain CTIs I like, and there are some that I don't. That's it. I don't like. I don't care for the concerto. I don't care for, but I'm not a Chet Baker person. I don't. As much as I like Art Farmer, I don't like that Art Farmer Jim Hall on CTI, and I love Art Farmer. I do not care for that Art Farmer Jim Hall on CTI. I have it. I've tried so many times because how much I like Art Farmer. It just doesn't do it for me. So it's not. I'm not dissing the whole catalog. I love the Stanley Turrentine that I have on CTI, but it's just it depends on the like any other label. It depends for me. It's recording base. That's
exactly.
The Yusef Lateef record on CTI is really, really bad.
Yeah.
I don't remember I don't know if he had more than one.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. You're talking about.
Oh my God.
There's a lot. There's plenty of CTI that's not good, but I feel the same way about ECM. There's a lot of ECM I don't dig. So
exactly.
I'm probably 50-50 with both of those labels.
George Benson on CTI is badass.
Is great, yes. And I think it's a matter of personal touch. Whatever you like, whatever you don't, and you just that's one person's taste. You don't have to agree or disagree. I mean, and I think I think if you feel like, oh my gosh, how come you do like this or do not like this? I think it's because you're insecure about your own choices. I mean, if someone say, I don't like this guy, and they're okay with it, and you're outraged, I think that's your problem. Not theirs. Exactly.
Yeah. The CTI sometimes sparks that like technical thing in my head where the recording sounds so good in a certain way, whether I'm digging the music. It's just it's one of those things where I'm just like, wow, this is just really produced well. And I can kind of get into it sometimes. A whole record, I'll play a few records just because I like the sound production.
Exactly, and
it's a different thing,
Yeah, I think that's the for me. For example, I think like if you're like reduced to an average, I think CTI and Muse records, they're way better than Impulse. In an average, I don't like Impulse as a whole. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, everything Impulse is great. I think Impulse is like a 30% label for me, for my taste. They did a lot of great stuff, but it's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, I think I'm biased just because I like how a lot of the stuff Chad's put out, and I bought all of it. But then at the same time, it's like I don't know, all kind of sounds similar.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, not all of it, obviously. Like, Alice Coltrane doesn't sound like whatever. But I agree with you. It's weird because when you first get into jazz, you hear about Blue Note and Impulse. And Impulse is because all the spines are the same color, and you think you got to buy them all, and then you buy.
There's a lot of filler. There's a lot of filler.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
All I know is I hate the blues, and I hate blues jazz.
So jazz came from the blues, right? The blues came first.
Exactly. 100%.
If you don't like blues, you don't like jazz.
It's a great. It's in the name, but that Lou Donaldson blues walk, that is like. If that's the blues, I am 100% blues. That is a fantastic record.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think I gotta take off.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go too. I gotta take the dogs out.
Yeah. Hey, thanks you guys. I got dogs and food.
Cool. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for swinging by,
Brandon.
All right.
Good.
Later, guys.